everyone. We made it again. Another nice end to the week. Thank God. Thursday to Monday are absolutely forgotten now, and we're at Friday, which means obviously we've got the call-in show. And I'm absolutely buzzing to have always phenomenal people to my right, to me under, to me left. They're all everywhere, but they're all legends and all people. I'm going to go to the right. Jezza, how you been, my friend?
I'm all good, mate. Yeah, you're quite right. Unfortunately, it's the international ball fest break. I won't be watching any of it. Can't stand it. Balls the crap out of me. I think actually, if it's nice day tomorrow, I'm going to go out in the garden and start doing some gardening as it's springtime. It's been lovely weather yesterday and today down here. Yeah. So, sadly, or am I gladly, we ain't got no Arsenal. But hey, there we go.
Do you know the annoying thing about that though is, Jez, is you get the misery of Arsenal out your head, and then you get the misery of England put in it. I don't actually know who's worse to watch at the minute. You know what I mean? A boring England qualifier or a Marino-led Arsenal team, 12 points beyond the top. Hey, who knows? Cole, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm all good. Yeah, I'm all good. After my dismal display at darts last week, I've canned myself from playing this week. So what better way to spend my Friday night than with some absolutely amazing people. Apologies in advance. I look like I've just taken a shortcut for a car wash. But but no, look forward to this, mate. Look forward to it.
Yeah, no, big up, man. And Shane as well, man. Thank you very much for coming. How you doing, brother?
All good, man. All good. Yeah. Same as everybody else. Bored with the international break, but at least, you sound from Ireland. We're fucking 10 times worse than you lot. So, I've got that going for me. But yeah, look, international break, it's always a bore fest, isn't it? It's not what it used to be. But so, yeah, like Carl said, it's great to be here with a few like-minded people to have a good football chat, and let's get it on.
Yeah, do you know what? Yeah, that's it. I'm in the Money 35. I used to spend a lot of my Fridays going out and getting absolutely hammered to the point where I don't know where I'd wake up. But do you know what? I quite look forward to this on a Friday now. It's it's buzzing, you know what I mean? And I get to copy and paste Shane, you know what I mean? I get to talk to some really, really fantastic people like Rashid. How you doing, brother?
How you doing? Thanks for having me on. Big up to everyone here. Big up to the chat. It's always nice to be here. I'm enjoying my our break from watching Arsenal. And international games, you know how it is. I just watch what I can, and it's not really. I'm not as invested, but yeah, big up to everyone, man.
Yeah, no, top man, and as well, Normski, man, big up as well. I know you're a very busy man at set times and on set days as well. So anytime you can give me is always greatly appreciated. You know that, brother. How you doing, my friend?
No problem. Thanks a lot for having me on again. Big up to all the panel. Big up to the chat as well. Yeah, as everybody has said and reiterated, it's international, and I'm not really invested either, So it's good to have Arsenal therapy chat at the weekend, Friday night, you know what I mean? Rather than, as you say, going out and getting yourself smashed. Even though I don't drink, but you get me, you know what I'm saying? It's all good.
Yeah, no, like I said, big up, man. And so what we're obviously just going to nip into, so you'd have all seen reports. You'd have seen it, some maybe yesterday, early reports, but a bit more confirmation today, which will be at the bottom of the screen now. So Calafiori is out for up to 3 weeks. I mean, Arsenal for years, it's not just under even this setup. I mean, we can go back decades, and just the international period isn't our fan, is it, in terms of keeping players fully fit? And I mean, to be fair, if there was a player to get injured, I wouldn't actually mind it to be Calafiori because, well, we can't defend, can he, Jez?
Well, I didn't actually know he had been injured until you just informed me backstage. What concerns me is why do we keep getting these injuries? It's a concern. I mean, it happens all the time, and it's happened way too frequently for my liking. Something is badly amiss with... I don't know, the fitness or the training schedules that these players. Do you know what injury it is? Anybody know? Anybody?
To do with his knee?
Yeah. It is a knee. Yeah. It's like grade 1, grade 2 is a minor. But
another knee injury. I mean, what is it with Arsenal players suffering from knee, hamstrings, injuries? There's something common factor here, and you have to look at that and question that.
Yeah.
So seriously, if I was the manager, right? If I was the manager right now, I'd be saying, what the hell is going on here at the training ground? What is happening here? Because this is way too common and frequent, and I don't like it as the manager because you're costing me players. But get back to the point. He's out. So he's out for what, 3 weeks? So potentially that'll be a month, possibly 5 weeks, which means he won't be there for the Real Madrid home game. Am I worried about that? Not really, because that means we might actually get a proper left back in there, Kieran Tierney. Yeah. But who knows? Who knows on this one, guys? But it does concern me that we keep getting these. I don't know. It's been going on now for about 4 years.
Too long, isn't it?
It's too it's too much. Something here. There's always a common denominator, right? In something, and something's not wrong. Something is totally wrong here, and we must investigate this, surely. But hey, there we are.
Yeah, well, the thing is as well, as you say that about the investigating thing, and you're quite right in the points that you make. They're always the same injury. It's always the same 2 or 3 injuries, ain't it? You know, and you sit there and just think, well, you know, if you're getting them same set of injuries over, you know, maybe it's something that you're doing, you're setting them up to do. Maybe it's some form of way that you're setting your team up to play. Maybe it's a certain thing in training. Sort of, we will never really know the ins and outs of that. All we can see is we're getting constant similar injuries, and they're not going away. And we haven't got the squad to be able to deal with that, have we, Carl, man? What do you think of the injury to Calafiori? Are we going to be able to survive without him?
You know the gift that Jeremy Clarkson does when he goes, "Oh no." Anyway, that's basically what I thought when Calafiori got injured. Listen, look, we don't wish on anybody to get injured. We really don't. But Jez is absolutely bang on with regarding of, you know, it's becoming a regular occurrence now of these knees and hamstring injuries. It's not just a one-off incident or twice it's just bad luck. This is happening to every single one of our players that goes down, and that becomes a trend. That becomes something is worrying. Something is we're doing in training which is not right. Whether it's I've got a funny feeling that it might be too intense. You shouldn't be going flat out in training. You should, especially, you know, when you come back off. You finish your playing the game. You just have like a walkthrough. Well, we call it NFL teams do it. They have a walkthrough, then they have a proper training session, maybe another walkthrough at the end of it. So they're not completely getting burnt out all the time. And I just feel like it's another one of these injuries where we're kind of just, as I said, it's Arteta's way of how he's doing this. But unfortunately, it's one of multiple things that he's getting absolutely horribly wrong. If Calafiori was a half-decent left-back, I'd be a bit disappointed. But the fact he can't defend an Easter egg on a bank holiday is, you know, it's not the be-all and end-all. I mean, what's the next worst-case scenario? Put Zinchenko at left-back? I know Zinchenko is not the best left-back in the world, and he doesn't really defend that great. But compare him to bloody Calafiori. He plays like fucking Lee Dixon. Sorry, I don't want to put that into the words there, but you know, that's just it is. That worries me now that Lewis Skelly will end up playing in the first leg against Real Madrid, and it does extremely worry me that, you know, we've got a perfectly good left back who could defend, go forward, and put a good cross into the box to Kieran Tierney to help us along the way. The Calafiori, look, it's not the be all and end all. He'll be back in 3 to 4 weeks time, but it's not really something I'm worried about, to be honest. Unless you're apparently going to stick him up top instead of Mikel Moreno, there isn't really much more you could say on the matter regarding of his injury.
Which from just three, Mourinho and Calafiori, isn't it? And Zinchenko. That's where it'll end up. That was the plan all along, though, wasn't it? That's phase 6.
Running a mum and pop shop, aren't we, with this fucking football club? But anyway,
just quickly before I bring Shane in as well, chat. I will be putting the link in the chat. Pinned, it will be in probably about 10 or 15 sort of minutes or so. If you have got any questions, I'll get them in quicker than I did last time. Make sure you put a capital Q in front of them. and I will get to them. I'm just going to come to the chat very, very, very quickly before I bring you in, Shane. Hendo as well. Big up, Joseph, man. I've starred what you just said there, DJ Crane, rather. Big up, mate. Arteta on Trent, yeah. They never learn, mate, and you make a good point as well. I said this to DG earlier. Yeah, Bologna defenders, man. We just need to never sign centre-backs or even defenders from them at all, because the last two have just been absolute trash, haven't they? So, yeah, 100%. And just wanted to reply to this. I've spoke to Lee about that absolute fucking Top Gooner bell end. Yeah, don't worry. I'll be on Potts' show very, very, very soon. And, yeah, it'll get cooked, bruv. Trust me. Don't worry about that. Big up. How you doing, my friend, Mark? Always a pleasure to see you here, bruv. Yeah, get the likes up as well. FC, big up, bruv. Hendo, Shane, how you doing, my friend? What do you think of the Calafiori sort of scenario? Is it maybe a great opportunity for us now to finally play our best fucking left back at the club? Only taken 4 years.
No, that's it. Yeah, cheers for having me on. And yeah,
no, you're good.
Calafiori, I mean, Mr. Glass, I don't think he's much of a miss. And I'm definitely of the belief that like 95% of our club's problems, this is down to Arteta's training. It's down to his intense tracking back. As Jezza pointed out, knee injuries, hamstring injuries, they're all fatigue injuries. They're all just being overrun. These aren't players getting snapped in half, like Ramsey or Eduardo. These are fatigue injuries. Is Calafiori a miss? No. Would he have played? I have a sneaky feeling he might have. But if Arteta now plays, if he throws Lewis Skelly into a big game like this, it's the final nail on the coffin for me. It just shows how inexperienced, how gullible and narcissistic he is. It's not fair on the kid. I mean, he's eager and he could lunge in, and the press are already on his back. The press are already eating him alive. I just feel that if he goes into that, as much as he's already one of our better players, number one, he's not naturally a left back, so he's been played out of position against the best European club in the history. In a toxic atmosphere at the Emirates, where people don't know if they're coming or going. Like Carl said, Tierney he's there. He's the perfect player for this game. The absolute perfect player for this game. Experienced, can tackle, can get forward, level-headed, everything you need. And he'll probably throw a kid in who's been sent off twice already and should have been sent off a third time. So, yeah. I mean, would I be surprised if Skelly starts? No. Will I be fearful? Yes, very. And this is nothing on him. I think he's going to be one of our best players. I think he's a fantastic player. I think if Arteta had any game management, he'd know that certain games you play a defensive side, and then when you're playing weaker sides, yes, have Skelly at left back because he comes into midfield, and we're going to have 70% of the ball, and we're going to when we're going to be under a lot of pressure. Do you want some kid who's a bit rash, who's a bit over the top? Or yeah. Will he start him? Probably. So Calafiori wouldn't have been much better in my eyes, but we'll see. I think this will just give us more of a chance to see if it's a personal thing with Tierney or not.
Yeah, no, 100%, man, as well. And look, listen, he's been excellent in the MLS this season. He really has. But I'm sorry, mate. Do you know what I mean? And I don't mean to say this because you never know, but I don't think the Real Madrid leg is for you, mate. Like, do you know what I mean? I really do, because I said this off, and like you've said as well. If he and he's prone to do it, if he makes one of them naughty challenges on Rodrigo, that's late, and either he does it twice and gets a yellow, or we've seen he gets a straight red. And we've then got to play Real Madrid at home in the first 45 minutes, or do you know what I mean, or in the last 45 minutes against 10 men. You know what I mean? I mean, we're going to be in trouble. We need someone with a bit of experience in there and one that can defend. If he doesn't play Kieran Tierney at left back in that fixture, even regardless of if Calafiori's fit, I mean, the geezer's absolute out his mind. Rashid, what's your sort of take on that, man?
Another excuse for the Bible of excuses. This, yeah, exactly. These top gooners are gonna, yeah. For next
page
season,
443. Hold on,
guys.
section 4.431.A.4.
It's getting more thicker. It's getting more thicker than my anger management
Do you know
diary.
what I mean? It's like fucking electrical BS7671 book. They bring a new one out, and it's like fucking just. If you're an electrics, you know. Yeah. But yeah, it's fucking madness. Sorry, Rashid, to cut you.
Yeah, they'll add it to the long list. Watch when we get if we go through, they'll use it for another day. If we don't, they'll probably use it that day and be like, oh, Saka was out and Havertz was out. And look, the thing is that Arteta should have learned from people like Klopp. Klopp had the same issues, if you remember, because of the high press and the constant pressure.
Yeah.
But Klopp, on the other hand, he knew that a lot of players will get injured. But that's your job to be prepared.
And manage it.
You know, to manage it.
Hence your job title, manager.
Thank you. And getting 15 million as well. What's the 15 million for? This is what the 15 million is for you to be prepared in case Calafiori is injured, and in case Saka is injured, and in case Havertz is injured. I don't care who else. Yesterday, I was listening to Liam North's show, and North said something about how we won in the 70s. I think it was the 70s, 70, 71, and how we had top players that were injured that season, and we still went on to win it. The thing is that we still went on to win the Premier League. The thing is that this manager, he's not prepared, and even if he's not prepared, he doesn't know how to use or manage other players. So, for example, if Calafiori is injured, now the whole plan goes to pot because that was our plan. There is no other plan. Now, what is he going to play? Is he going to play Skelly after how many red cards Skelly has, and inexperience, like you said as well? Is he going to play Tierney? Very unlikely. Is he going to play Sechenko? Defensively, not reliable. The thing is that I want this Arteta. I thought this Arteta would learn from mistakes, because we've had injuries. We've had Saliba out for a season. Yeah. You knew how much we suffered because of a player like Saliba out for a season. Now, I'm not saying Calafiori is the same as Saliba, but you need to learn. I thought that why they give you the 15 million, I thought you learned a thing or two.
Rashid, bruv, that injury, that Saliba injury ruined our season and possibly the title 2 years ago. So you thought, wow, we really, really need a right-sided centre-back. That was 2 fucking years ago. Have we signed one? He either takes too long to learn, this manager, or doesn't fucking learn. That is not good at 15 million quid a year. I'm sorry, bruv. Do you know what I mean, Rashid? It's just not good enough, mate.
Not good enough. Not good enough. Now it's just going to be an excuse. That's what it's going to be. Even though nobody rated Calafiori, but it was still going to be an excuse. And it's just jarring. I just didn't want it to happen. The thing is that they'll blame it one way or another. But yeah, it is what it is. I don't think Calafiori is good as a left wing or a left back or a centre back. I just don't think he's good at all. I think he should leave. But if I was to play him, I'd probably play him as a striker instead of Moreno. But who am I? I'm not Arteta, am I?
Yeah. But I mean, like you said, to go just before we get to Normski, that is in itself, and I've said this before, that's frightening. I'll tell you why it's scary. I'll tell you why that sends shivers down my spine. It's because in 5 fucking years and £750 million spent, our 2 shit signings in the summer are our striker options. Pathetic. Normski, what you saying on that, bruv? Left back. Do you know what I mean? There's many other things to criticise, of course. Let's just keep it at the dross of left back that we've signed in Calafiori. What's your old take on what you think, my friend?
Oh, sorry, what do you mean?
Well, the other.
No, I had my camera off.
I
had my camera off. Apologies for that.
No, sorry. If that's okay for you, sir.
Right, sorry. I might be raining a bit on your parade here, Aaron, regarding DJ Crane's. He put something in the chat. I sort of picked up on it myself. You may have started. I don't know. But he says versatility players equal injury-prone players, and this is one of the things that we obviously know that Arteta likes doing with players. He likes to getting these players to play in multiple positions. and just the whole training regime, the way he trains his players, running them into the ground. Not only that, I've got some damning numbers. I'm just going to just read out some damning numbers, right? So here we go. 11 days, 13 days, 31 days, 12 days, 4 days, 5 days, 8 days, 5 days, 35 days, 29 days, 14 days, 4 days, 26 days, 40 days. Hold on. 67 days, 4 days, 53 days, 73 days, 118 days, 43 days, and the last one in 2018-19 season, 291 days. I've just read out a list of days that this gentleman, Calafiori, has been injured for.
No
Just
way.
Calafiori.
That's just one player.
I thought when we started it, I thought it was numerous things this season. That's just him for his own.
That's
Mate,
just
that's
one
madness, bruv.
Me too.
Yeah,
And
they were before he came, a lot of them.
Right,
You
thank
need
you,
to
Shane.
use that again, Normski. That needs to be
Right,
said,
and
bruv.
listen, just go on to transfer market
Yeah.
and look at Calafiori's injury record. And this is what I'm talking about, Arteta. His talent ID.
291 days.
That's fucking
Mm.
yeah,
Got
because
it
he got a
right.
big injury. I think he done an
I've got it-
ACL
I've got
or
it-
something
I've got
like
it right.
that.
I don't know.
Basel.
I've got it right
Yeah.
here, mate.
It was at Basel.
His injury record is absolutely ridiculous. And getting him from Bologna, and then you go back even further than Bologna. Because these guys would have looked, if you're going to buy somebody, you're going to look at their past and see how they are. And
Surely.
Arsenal,
Apparently
it's in black and white.
Apparently
Just
got
go into
100.
just type in injury,
No, I believe
Calafiori
it, man.
injury history, mate.
believe
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it myself.
291 days. That's
Yeah.
you're getting on for damn near 9 months then.
Yeah, he did an ACL
Yeah, he done an ACL at
That's
Basel.
right.
yeah.
He missed
before we
70
signed him.
Wow.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. He missed 75 games that year.
Did
Wow.
Arteta think because he's the Messiah that he just have to touch his foot and he'd never get injured again? Maybe.
What was this
Yeah.
bullshit? What was the bullshit?
Working the old Mikel magic that he worked on his wife, conquering hands of Mikel Arteta.
Yeah.
Aaron, what was this
That's not-
bullshit
what's that
about?
all
What was this bullshit about? We had every player that we were looking out for. We were going to sign. We had like 180-page
80-page
documentation.
dossier.
100
Yeah,
dossier
dossier,
on there.
dossier.
Well,
What happened to the
clearly the
dossier?
injury
Yeah.
history wasn't fucking in it.
The 179 pages, they lost the injury one.
They lost the injury report
Yeah.
somewhere. That fucking probably the dog ate it. I don't know.
Yeah. Win the dog at it, man.
Yeah, they had the roof down in the old convertible and then just
Damn you, win the dog.
Damn, we'll just wing it for this season. Don't worry, them mug Arsenal fans won't care. Yeah. They won't give a
Really
fuck.
are,
Just
mate.
make it rain
Really
with
are.
180 page dossier.
Why would you buy a player with that injury record?
It's Mikel
Exactly,
Arteta, Jez.
Because we're
Exactly.
fucking mugs, Jez.
Because Mikel Arteta's a clown.
Wow.
This regime don't know what they're doing. Why don't they know what they're doing? Because they haven't been fucking successful. Natster, what you saying on it, bruv?
Yeah,
He's
it's
frozen,
frozen.
that's
it.
Thanks, Aaron. Thanks for
I
having
think
me
he's.
on
I think
again.
next
No,
to
no,
show
he's
and
there,
he's
he's
And
frozen.
I'm a bit lagging.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what's going
There
on.
he is.
Like my
Yeah.
Mac is like fucking, nearly overheating. It's a bit like Arteta. It's nearly past its sell by date. But either way, guys, big up. Yeah, I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked by the another injury again. But again, it goes back to the whole if you don't prepare, you're gonna fail. Pretty much, really and truly. Do you know what I mean? And it's not even one of our best players as well. So when your scrubs are failing you, you know it's done. Really and truly, it's beyond a joke now. It's beyond a joke. And Macy, you're spot on. Real Madrid will destroy us. I don't see how we get through. I don't see how we can salvage this season. I saw the stream or parts of the stream with Guns, North Sides, and Hooks and that, and Christian, I think his name is. Yeah,
Dickhead.
And but trying to be upbeat and positive and all of that, and I'm just what do you see? What do you honestly see? in terms of this team getting through.
Sorry.
And no, it's cool, bro. Like I'm bugging out as well. I'm fucking lagging out and shit.
I should let you go.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, bud.
Yeah, no problem, mate. Yeah, and it's like and then Hook says, "Oh, if we bring Saka back for the second leg, that will salvage it." No, if we play Saka this season, his career is over. It's done. Let that boy rest, please.
Yeah.
I'm not even a begging kind of person.
You can hold that thought, because
you
I will be coming into that in a separate bit. So if you can hold your opinions maybe on that,
I'll hold it.
Because I will be coming into that as a separate thing, a little bit after what I've got. So if you can hold that thought and carry on with the left back, that would be absolutely dandy, young man.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, no problem. But yeah, no, I don't think there's really much more I need to say about Calafiori being injured. I mean, it's same old. Play Kieran Tierney at left back. I heard you say that. Spot on. But we know what this manager's like. He will do anything and everything not to play him. And to be honest, if he does play him, would it surprise me? No. But the only reason why he would play him is because to really and truly keep the score down. That's the only reason why he's going to play him. Because
is he that managerial competent though to be able to assess things like that though? That's what worries me, man. Even basic decisions like that, I just think are way too intelligent and intellectual for Mikel Arteta. Like, standard.
I just don't. I've never ever trusted the guy. Never any kind of competent decision. Like
and what's made you not trust him?
Just the fact that he's a rookie, bro. Like the fact that he's a rookie. If you have a left back that's one of the best left backs in Europe, arguably the world, an old school out and out left back, and you'd rather play the sweet prince, you'd rather play a kid who's not even a left back, he's a midfielder, bruv. We all know this. We all know this. So, for me, the only reason why he plays Kieran Tierney is to keep the score down. And again, this manager's a coward. We know this. Anything to keep him in the job that little bit longer. That's all it is. Plain and simple.
Yep. Yeah, no, listen. It's absolute facts. I will move on from the Calafiori thing now. I just wanted to sort of get it out there. It's just bloody so typical that an international window comes and guess what? Arsenal's got a player injured. But like I sort of said, if there was any sort of position and any player, not wishing injury or illness on anyone, but Calafiori would have been the one I'd have sort of handpicked, really. If I'm being honest with you, I'm sort of hoping maybe it might be one of them little blessing in disguises for actually to nudge Mikel Arteta, because we know Mikel Arteta can't make choices for himself. And by that, I mean, he gets credit for some reason for ESR and Bukayo Saka. He gets credit for Ethan Nwaneri and Miles Lewis-Skelly. When he had opportunities to replace them, when there was opportunities for injured players to replace them, he didn't select any of them. His backs were against the wall. He was in a corner when he chose to play them for young players. He didn't play them because he saw something in them, because of tactical genius. He played them for kids because he had absolutely no fucking option whatsoever. And that's why I hope maybe the Kieran Tierney thing starting against Real Madrid or just getting him back there would be that it's unfortunate that for Arteta to play his best fucking left back in defence against the best team in Europe, one of the best teams in Europe, we have to get players injured for him to see him do it. That's what level of people that ain't in here don't know about Mikel Arteta. That's the level of spastic we have to deal with this manager, man. It's no good. It's no good. But listen, I will move the topic on. We've got a couple of people jumping in here. And obviously the next little bit will be what I want to talk about. So we got obviously new deals for players, yeah? And there's obviously 6, and I'll run the names out. The 6 are for Miles Lewis-Skelly. I think he's on $4,000 a week at the minute. And you've got Ethan Nwaneri on $6,000 a week. So I mean, I think they are actually due bumper deals. But it wouldn't surprise me if Arsenal give them $300,000 a week because they don't know how to negotiate a contract. And of course, Martinelli, who's on 180 already. Yeah, they're negotiating for it for New Year's. I really hope he don't get or at least if they're going to give him a pay rise, give him 10 extra on it. They can't start going in the 200s with that geezer. He ain't done anything since that. And of course, you've got Bill Saliba, you've got Gabriel, and you've got Bukayo Saka. Do you know what I mean? There's 6 players there that they're trying to negotiate deals, all of which have got 2 years left on their deal. And I obviously want to go in with Jezza straight off from the bat. And what I sort of want to say is, man, is we can't leave ourselves, Jez, in a similar situation that Liverpool were in. Now, you know, they've won the title this year probably because of the 3 players, or definitely at least 2 of the players in Virgil van Dijk, who's got 1 year left, and obviously, of course, Mohamed Salah, and we know Trent has as well. Been 3 excellent players from this season. But they're in a real shitty position now, Liverpool, and we can find ourselves very much worse position, you know, come next year if we don't get this sorted out. What can you see on these? Can you see us actually pulling our finger out and getting these 6 signed, Jez, as well as all the signings and the sales that we've got to do? This has turned into a mammoth summer, boys. A mammoth summer. Can you see it happening, Jez?
No. Basically, we've gone back to exactly square one when we had a better team under Emery when Arteta took over than we have now. We've regressed. There's no argument. We've regressed. We had strikers, Aubameyang, lack of threat. I mean, lack of threat wasn't great, but Aubameyang, Golden Boot winner, right? And we've gone a total circle. Yeah, we had Ozil, 1 great season, and that was that. But we've had that before. Yeah. But you look at what we got now in up front. We have nothing up front. Saka is good. He's very good. But that's proven. That's fact.
Yeah.
Havertz, waste of space. He ain't going to get you 30 goals a year. Proven.
10.
Martinelli, he ain't going to get you 30 goals a year. Decent under Emery. 15 goals in 17 games. Very good. But has regressed. And you have to question why. Why has he regressed when he had such potential? And all these things, guys, come back to one common dominant denominator, Arteta. He strangles the life out of players to the point that they regress. So here we are again, right? We're now in a situation coming in to a season in August where we need to invest big.
Hello.
Now, this is my question. Is this the reason that the Cronkies, or Josh in particular, has brought in his Berta, to actually assess what has gone on, what we've done, where we're going, and where we're going to go from here? Because it's almost like an auditor coming in to look at the accounts of your business and say, what the fuck are you doing here, boys? What are you doing? Where's all this money? You've spent all this money and you're not progressing. You're going down, 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 and down. So, is that the question? Is that what we're looking at? That this man is coming to say, whoa, Christ almighty, what are you doing? You spent all this money. You've wasted money here, there, and everywhere.
Yeah.
And we need.
I'm not trying to be funny.
If you're having a munch, have a mute the mic, yeah?
We need to address this.
If you're eating, mute the mic.
We need to address this pretty damn quickly, because at the end of the day, we're now in a situation coming in August. We need a striker, right? We need various positions which are not what we've got at the level we require.
Yeah.
And we're going to get proven this very short and very quick, because all I see is us once again a no trophy season.
It's crazy.
Fact. Hang on, mate. Let me finish. The fact remains, this manager has taken us from a team that had ability to a team of no ability, and now we've got to start all again. How much are we going to get? How much can we afford? How much can we sell players for to get the money in we need? We've got a very, very, very weak squad. A manager that can't manage his squad. He doesn't use the players, which he should have done against PSV, right? There is no need to bring on senior players against PSV. He could have thrown the kids on for the last 15 minutes. There's no way they're going to score 6 goals. No way. Throw the kids on, give them an outing, give them some experience in the Champions League, let him have a run. No, he can't do that because he doesn't have faith in his squad. And that squad, gentlemen, he has designed. He's done that by his own fruition because he's binned off players and players have got injured for whatever reason. I'm not saying that's Arteta's fault. I'm not saying that. But there's something definitely wrong in our training regime. I don't know any other club of this level that goes through these many hamstrings, knees, injuries. So that needs to be looked at. That needs to be inquired and say, what the fuck is happening here, boys? What's going on? Why are we getting? Is it overtraining? Is it over physicality training? Is it overly stressful? And we need to look at that. Do we need to look at their actual what do you call it? Their diet that is causing this. That could be wrong. I don't know. I'm no expert, and I'm not qualified to talk about it. But we need to address this very quickly because this is just going to go on and on and on and on. And I don't see anything changing. If this idiot Arteta is here next season, it ain't changing. I don't have the faith in him to buy the correct players that we need. And we do need players, 6 at least, to get us over the threshold. But I've no faith, man. No faith at all.
Yeah.
Anyway, shut up.
Yeah, big up. Mama, big up to you, my girl. They've
Big up, Mama.
She's been as gracious as always and put everyone in the chat. They're also in the description as well. So don't forget that as well, man. We're gonna move to the right still with this one, and then we'll have a bit of a free for all afterwards. So we're gonna go, Carl. What you saying, bruv? Come on, mum. It's a bit madness with these contracts, isn't it? I remember, and before I let you go, I remember us, a few years ago, saying Arsenal will never be again in the same position where we're letting players run down our contracts to 2 years and under. How did that work out?
Yeah,
because we're fucking back here, and now there's 6 of the fuckers.
Yeah,
and 3 of them are arguably our best players, by the way, and 2 of them are our best youngsters coming through.
Come back round full circle at the end of the day with all of this. Lewis Kelly does deserve the new contract. So too does Ethan and Wembley. I think they've proved they can be a starting caliber player in this team. With regarding of Gabriel, Saliba, and Saka, I'm more questioned of can we keep hold of. I think Saka is more likely to actually sign a new contract rather than Gabriel and Saliba would, because I think he is the face of this football club, and I think if he does, he will end up doing a Harry Kane, where he'll probably stay for a long period of time until it reaches the point where we don't win anything. With Gabriel and Saliba, look, I think all the panel can pretty much agree on here that Saliba is getting his head turned by Real Madrid. We could all categorically agree with that. With Gabriel, I think he could move as well. He said in a press conference that him and Saliba are one of the best partnerships in world football. But we can only be classed as that if we win something, if we win a domestic trophy or we win a major. And this is the point we're making again. When you have these star players and it goes year on year on year on year, and every year it's come up short. There will reach a certain point in time where these players who know they're good, they know they're borderline quality, borderline world class. They know that the grass will be green on the other side if they leave for somewhere like a. Because if you go to Madrid or Bayern Munich or PSG, Barcelona, Inter Milan, you're guaranteed to at least win. You're guaranteed to win trophies.
Yeah,
you're guaranteed to win trophies. So
Yeah, they are.
You just got to look at it more that you just got to keep hold of Saka at all costs. The problem is though with this injury, if you don't zone him down, he could end up having 1 year left on his deal. And if he does end up coming back strong and playing like normal Saka, I don't think he will. I think he will take a step back. But if he plays anywhere near to the caliber that he is, then he may turn around and go, okay, I've got 1 year left on my contract, and I might just run it down. And we could be in a catch-22 situation there, where if you don't sign him, then you're trying to. If you don't sign him, that is bullshit. By the way, that is bullshit.
Yeah.
How many games have you watched of Real Sociedad when Tierney was playing? How many games was you playing?
I'm not sure.
Anyway,
yeah.
so that's
there
what.
we go. Aaron Tierney was awful in Spain. He's bang average as well.
Nah,
Well, you obviously don't know how to watch a game of football properly, my friend. Unfortunately,
I don't think what's the point.
but we're all allowed each other's opinion. Do you know what I mean? If you think
Yeah,
he's bang
true.
average, I think he's the best left back at the club. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, he is. He actually is.
He's the most decorated player at the club.
Yo, big up
And he's
everyone.
going to go back to Celtic, and guess what? He's probably going to win another Scottish title.
Yeah, that's true, because this is the problem with Arsenal. Yeah, they leave players leave Arsenal to win trophies, to win titles. Like it's like when players who players at Arsenal leave, they leave the club.
Fabregas, Van Persie, Nasri,
Giroud, all these players, they leave Arsenal to win titles, which breaks my heart, mate. Yo, big up everyone, big up the panel. It's me, Taki here. Nice to meet you, bro.
Yeah, cool, man.
You
Yeah,
too, bro.
cool. Yeah, no.
Big up. How are you today?
Yeah, no, we're all good. Yeah, we're just running through
Yeah,
our
Iftar settings, innit?
What?
Iftar settings.
Oh, yeah, big up, man.
Big up.
I'm trying to get some
Hi,
therapy, man.
Rashid.
All good.
Rashid,
Yeah, no, good.
hello.
Brothers.
I'm just gonna run.
Big up,
I'm just gonna run through some chat, boys. Yeah, so we got
That's
to
all
hold
right.
it together. Yeah, William Holmes, big up, man. Defensively, yes, we're always a man down with Ozil in the team. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
absolutely but
true.
a lot of people forgot that.
We're man down Odegaard in the game. What's the difference?
He runs around and does fuck all. Do you know what I mean? Like he's with Ozil, he had no energy and all the killer passes. This geezer has got all the energy with no killer instinct at all whatsoever. Do you know what I mean? Engedi, how you doing, brother? At the left back, we are decent in defence. Yeah, well, that's it. We are decent, mate. We know that as well.
We are decent in defense, but our attack stinks.
Yeah, mate.
Our
Yeah,
attack,
yeah. Hold on one
Our
second. I'm
attack-
just reading this out, geezer. 1 sec. I know you're double keen and all that, but I've got to keep the flow of the show, bruv.
It's fine,
That's
mate,
just
it's
the
fine.
fact that we look at conceding goals. Yeah, we have no killers forward on the pitch, no plan, no system, no plan B. And mate, listen, this is the worrying thing about what you're saying, my friend. No plan A, man. We had a plan A 2 years ago, and now we've got fucking plan Z, mate.
Listen. Put the goalies at left back. It's calm.
No, it's madness. But yeah, listen, Chrome.
Might as well.
Yeah, listen. I'm trying to run for the chat very politely, boys. I know we're all happy it's a calling show, but you've got to let me run in with the show, otherwise it's Talar, yeah. I'm trying to get through it. I've got a structure to do, yeah, boys. We actually need a new manager. I would not give Arteta a penny, to be honest with you. Now, this is the worrying thing, man. This is the real worrying thing. Maybe that's why they've got the geezer in. Do you know what I mean? The man named Berta. Maybe they've got that bloke in there, and maybe a process is starting. But to me, it's 2 years a bit too late, this little process. Do you know what I'm saying? Big up, man. And this is the last one I take, and then I'll come back to the point in question, yeah? Brian, big up, bruv.
Yeah.
Big up.
What have we really needed is a box-to-box striker. We ain't had a box-to-box. Do you know what I mean? Like, if it was midfielder, yeah. And the striker, we ain't had a box-to-box since Aaron Ramsey, man. He was brilliant in what he done, wasn't he? He was absolutely phenomenal. But yeah, new deals for 6 players. I'm going to come into Shane. He was, mate. He was. I'll give you that. Shane.
Yeah.
6 contracts.
Yo, big up Luca.
We have to we have to take into account as well that with the Saka, Gabriel, Saliba, 2 years or 18 months, whatever's left, we also have to remember Partey, Jorginho, and all these lads that are running out of contract as well. So it's an utter shit show compared to what Arteta walked into. This is even worse in my eyes. This is even worse. We were going through the wages there last time, and they should have been flipped around. The players that are on low wage are better players, and the players on top wage are Havertz and all these gimps that don't deserve to wear the shirt. It should have been flipped on its head. So to me,
they not fit to wear the shirt. That's why.
Yeah, to me, this summer, like someone said down in the chat that, and I've said it before, I don't care what money we get this season. I don't want Arteta spending it. And if Berta does spend it, will Arteta be too narcissistic to use the players in the right position, to play them when he should play them, to rotate them like we said before? We talk about injuries. And, if you watch Guardiola, any top manager, if even from the second game of the season, they'll change 2 players to rest them. You don't start resting when players are flogged to death. You rest them throughout the season. You rotate. That's what it's called. If you watch a Real Madrid league match, there'll be 2 players that you didn't expect will start. Camavinga will come in, or they'll be taken out for one game. Modric will come in, and for no other reason than, number one, tactics against the team they're playing, but number 2, because players need to be rotated in and out. Arteta gives out about the amount of games that players play now, but you play the same 11 every week until one of them drop dead on the side of the pitch, and then you bring someone else in. So these contracts, again, I think, yes, the board deal with the contracts and the director of football and all that stuff, but if you're negotiating a contract and Arteta's your manager and you're asking who's coming in this summer and are we going to change tactics, are going to do this, it will play a big part, and there'll be players that won't want to stay. Like Carl said, Saliba's had his head turned. We can all see that. Would I blame him? Not in any way, shape, or form would I blame him if he left. In fact, I'd be a little bit worried for his winning mentality if he stayed. You know what I mean? So, he said that he had the greatest centre-back partnership with Gabriel, but like Carl said as well, sorry to be walking all over your points here, Carl, but he also said that, you need to win things. And I don't see Arteta winning anything.
Yeah,
I haven't been this angry about Arsenal in a long time.
I feel pain, man. I feel sorry for you, mate.
Yeah, and this is just, I think it's the worst state we've been in. I think it's only going to get worse. We all know it's going to be Sesko. We know that. These Isak rumours, I think the club leak half of them to keep the fans off their back, get them excited. What we always do, we always promote the beauty queen and end up parading a pig at the transfer when the transfer is done. It's always the same. We say we're going to get so and so, and we think it, and we end up with the wish version all the time. And like we said before, with the contracts, if you're Saliba and they say, right, we'll give you 250, are you not going to go, well, Havertz is on 280. I ain't getting paid less than that clown.
Exactly, mate.
It's not going to happen. So that will be. Arteta will die in his own sword with Arteta, I think, or with Havertz. I think that was, it's wrecked everything. It's wrecked everything. The contract, the size of the contract, playing him out of position. And it all feeds back to the question that you did ask at the start, contracts. Yeah. And we're in this mess because of Arteta and the board, and I don't see it getting any better in any way.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's sort of when I don't know, I think it might have been sort of Napster, and the reason why I asked it as well is, where do we get these ideas from? I'll tell you where we get these ideas from, because we've seen it for the last 5 years. It's not just we're having an opinion off the cuff. Do you know what I mean? It's not as if we've just started a whole new system, a whole new regime, and after 5 minutes we've gone, yeah, do you know what? This geezer ain't this because X, Y, Z. We've lived it for half a decade, and I think the history that we've seen and watched and the mistakes made, etc., I think validates our opinion to say, yeah, this setup, this regime, this process, this manager, this whatever, it just isn't cutting the mustard. And with these contracts, like I said, and I started it with, 5 years ago, they said to us, absolutely, yeah, we'll never be in this position again, man. It's even in the worst position. We only had one or two. We had Ozil and Sanchez, I think, were the big ones, weren't they, before? And now we've got 3 of our biggest stars and 2 of our biggest youngsters.
We're going backwards.
Yeah, it's a little frustrating. Rashid, Big up, brother. What you got? What's your two bob on it, my friend?
Big up, Rashid.
I think Ethan and Skelly were already done deals, and they'll be announced after we lose to either Real Madrid or whenever we lose in the semi-final or the final. They'll be announced then, you know. So everybody will be, you know, happy and positive for the next season. We've seen on my show on Wednesday what we done, the part 1, where we talked about how the team that he inherited, and we compared it to the team that we have now, and we found that we had a better team. If you're talking about stats, if you're talking about anything, we had a better team. The thing is that how are we going to sell players? How are we going to sell? How are we going to get rid of? How are we going to get rid of most of the players?
Brother. You'll get your chance. You've just got to wait patiently, brother. I can't keep saying it. Yeah, be patient. Otherwise, you're going to have to go, brother. Go on. You'll get your time. I've been patient with you, brother. I've said it a few times now. Come on, Rashid, go.
Yeah,
I'm allowed to interrupt. I'm the host. Yeah, just let you know.
Cool.
All good.
But yeah, what we found, look, the thing is that we have a lot of players that are overpaid. Weekly wages, how are we going to get rid of them? How? That's going to be a big problem. We've got players like Gabriel Jesus, 265, and he's got 3 years left, and 3 injuries as well. How are we going to get rid of him? How are we going to get rid of a lot of players there? The thing is that we're just seeing that this Arteta or the whole club in general, because they'll be like, oh, Arteta wasn't backed. It was the club. How do you know that it's Arteta's signing? It wasn't Edu's. You know what I'm saying? They were a team and he had the last say. That's what he said. But really and truly, I don't even believe in him. His talent ID is shit. Let's be honest. When's the last baller he bought? Out of 30 players, maybe 5 of them are decent, are good.
Yeah.
The rest are average or below average. We just don't learn. This Arteta guy doesn't learn. And we haven't learned as a club as well. The players that we had and the players that we brought in. The thing is that this system or this project we haven't progressed in any shape or form. The only thing we progressed on is league finish. That's the only thing we progressed on. And we've regressed in the last 3 years. It's just jarring, like looking at this team and seeing that if we had a competent manager that has proper talent ID, all we need is five players, and we should win the league. We should. But at the end of the day, what am I? You know what I'm saying? What are we gonna say? They're gonna find excuses, and they're gonna find a million excuses about this manager and how it wasn't his fault, why the players are injured, and why they're not performing, and they'll bring a lot of they'll find a lot of excuses. But at the end of the day, the facts are there. You can check transfer market and you can see what these players are on and what they were on before we bought them, and what they gave to the team, which was not much on what they were on, the money they were on. But yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is, man.
Yeah, now obviously, and man, I always appreciate your thoughts on that, and I always agree with you. Do you know what I mean? And we don't always agree, just like a lot of us don't. Everyone seems to think we've got our own little weird gaggle ourselves. Do you know what I mean? Where we're all just this hatred sort of gang. Do you know what I mean? It's so negative and toxic. We will disagree with each other, but guess what? When we do disagree with each other, we take each other's points on boards and we deal with it like fucking adults. Do you know what I mean? But on this occasion, and I'm not the whole chat, I'm pretty much agree with every single word said. Albie, touch line. How you doing, brother? Good, mate. Cheers for coming on.
Yeah, I'm all right, man. Yeah, big up, man. Big up to the panel. Yeah,
I'm just gonna just quick one. I'm just gonna head off and go Tarabi in it. So big
up,
everyone.
You need to do what you do, man. Big up. Take care, bro.
Big up, everyone.
All the best, man.
Yep.
Thank you.
Hey, bro.
Hey, bro. Top man.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Sorry.
Big up, man. Big up to the panel.
Touchline. What you saying, brother?
Yeah. Big up to the panel, man. Yeah, I'm saying what you saying, bro.
Yeah. So I mean, listen, it's not going to be a Man United chat today, I'm afraid, mate. But I know you got a lot of knowledge about football. Arsenal need to get these contracts right, didn't they? They massively need to get these contracts right because, as I said before, I don't know if you joined or not, so I'll just skim over it. You know, we could find ourselves in a really horrendous situation that Liverpool find themselves in right now if we do not act fast. And do you know what as well? These players, that you start getting down to them 2 years touch lines, and they hold all the cards, they hold all the keys that unlock the doors to whatever fucking team they want to open, didn't they, my friend? What do you reckon? What do you reckon on Arsenal? Were you confident that our shocking setup can actually tie all 6 of them down? Or do you reckon there's going to be some
I think
departures?
Hold on, Rashford's through. I think Saka and that will stay, and Wari and Lewis Skelly, they will stay as well. I think he'll be down with Saliba. I think he'll leave. I think he'll leave this summer. Has he got 2 years left after this summer? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure they.
So you might as well just sell him and just cash in because Madrid clearly want him. They've clearly waited for him, and they're not like, if he doesn't sign a new deal this summer, you're not going to get the best price for him, and you can get 90, 100 million for him and then replace him with someone that's actually, you could get someone for 50, 60 million for that. And, I don't think you're going to get a centre-back the level of Saliba. I don't think Arsenal can attract that. I think there's only 3 or 4 centre-backs of that level in the world, to be honest with you. But other than Saliba, I think you should be fine, man. There's no reason why Wari and that will leave. Do you know what I'm saying? They're 17, 18. Saka, I think he'll maybe in 3 or 4 years if Arsenal's still in the same position, he'll look to leave. I think for Saka for at least another 2 years, you're safe. I think he will stay. He's 23, 24, and he loves Arsenal. He's an Arsenal fan. And let's have it right. Like, how many? Like, obviously teams would take him, but I don't think Real Madrid or someone would come in for Saka, in it. And he's not going to go Man City. He's not going to go Man United. He's not going to go Liverpool. So it's like. Yeah, I feel like he'll just stay. There's nowhere else ready for him to go, is there? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There will be teams that'll take him because he's a top player. But
I mean, of course, I hope you're wrong. So I of course want. Well, I actually only want 5 of them to stay. I'll be quite happy if Martinelli left. If I'm being honest, if we do need to sort of make it,
I didn't even know that.
Yeah. If there's sort of a player that still has some value, and I'm not saying he has ridiculous amounts of value, by the way, and his value comes down because guess what? We give him 180 grand a week for one.
Who do you reckon you lot will sign?
Handcuffed again.
Because you're gonna get a left wing. You're gonna get left wing. Who do you think you'll sign? I think you're gonna get left wing.
Honestly, it is. We need about 10 players, mate. We need a backup goalkeeper. We need another left back.
No, I don't think that though. I don't think it's that bad.
We do need another left back because Tierney's going 100%, and Zinchenko.
I know, but I don't think you need. Yeah, but can I just say?
We need about 10 players, bro.
Tierney doesn't play, so I don't think.
We've got 2 players at 6 going, Jorginho and Thomas Partey. There's holes in this squad, bro. We need another left winger. We need a left 8. We need a whole new left side. Let's just butt that out. We need another 10.
Cool.
2 strikers.
Aaron, can I ask you a question? Aaron,
go on then, bro.
Can I ask you a question? Who would you sign as a left winger, and who do you think you're gonna sign as a left winger?
Mate, it's annoying because, like, I know this ain't your question, but Arsenal was massively, and it still pisses me off to this day, not signing Kvaratskhelia for 60-odd million. That was a signing. I thought, do you know what? That's a good player at a good age.
I'm so glad you didn't get him though, because Arteta would have ruined him.
But that's what the opportunistic signings Arsenal do not do, and that's what bugs me, mate. Like I'm really gutted we didn't even at least throw our hat into that signing. That's just so poor. But it doesn't surprise me, and that's so poor that it doesn't surprise me in the same thing. You know what I mean? Do you know what? On the left side, we're not sort of blessed with them as much as we did. I don't want him, but I think we're going to be handcuffed, and I'll come into this sort of after. I think we're going to be handcuffed to Williams. I really do. I think the writing's on the wall for that. I really do. I just think that he's coming, like whether we like it or not, and we don't fucking like it. Like, I don't really know too much about him, but I know Lee, and I know big up Matty and all. You made me laugh, man. If you know, you know. Yeah, Matty, big up, man. I know them two know their fucking ball, and if they say he's no good, and they watch the Liga every year, I'm gonna trust them 150%. Yes, it's madness. But I'll move over. Yeah. How you doing, my friend? Waited patiently / impatiently.
When I do watch
him,
though.
With me?
Yeah, man. How you doing? Good.
Yeah, I'm doing good, bro. Sorry about that. I was just sorry to interrupt you, mate. Really, Aaron. Yeah.
You're all right, bro. Go on. You have your say, mum.
Yeah, By the way, Aaron, sorry for interrupting you, Aaron, guys. Sorry for interrupting you. Sorry for everything, yeah?
You're good.
No, so
Yeah. So, well, as I was saying with Arsenal, yeah, we are not a serious club, mate, and we are never a serious club when it comes to with the team. But Arteta, yeah, he's just he's ruined the team, mate. He just like Arsenal cannot win. Arsenal will never win a trophy under the. We're never gonna win the league under this manager. We're not gonna win it. We are not gonna win a single trophy under this manager. And Newcastle's had a better season than Arsenal. I don't care what anyone says, yeah, but Newcastle United has had a better season than Arsenal, and are having a better season than Arsenal. And we are not being Real Madrid. Whoever says that Arsenal's gonna be Real Madrid, they should get their head checked, because we're gonna get battered by Real Madrid. I'm not looking forward for the game though.
Yeah, facts. No, yeah, that's it. I'm not particularly looking forward to that sort of either. Just quickly, what do you reckon on the contracts? Do you reckon we're gonna do you reckon we're gonna final six of them or not?
It's very shaky, because if Saliba and Gabriel leave, it's gonna be very hard for them to replace them. So it will be very, very, very tough to replace Saliba and Gabriel, because you know how clutch Gabriel is. You know how solid defensive Saliba is. It's gonna be sad, because it's been 5 years deep. 5 years deep, we have not won anything, and that's crazy. That's crazy from an Arsenal point of view.
Yeah,
mate. Like, yeah, man. AFC always said that Man United in the last 2 years have had a better season. Yeah, facts, bro. They've had a better season than Arsenal, because we are Arsenal Football Club. Yes, at the end of the day, we have to start delivering trophies. We need to start delivering stuff, because now Arsenal have destroyed my mental health problems. They have destroyed my mental health problems, and this is what pisses me off here. That look, Odegaard, he is not my captain. I like Odegaard, but he's not my captain. He is not captain material. Martin Odegaard is not captain material, and that's a problem. Like, I'd rather have Gabriel to be captain than armband. Like, what's happened to Martinelli? Martinelli has been poor. He's been my fan favorite in the last few years. Trossard as well, mate. The whole team has fell off now.
Yeah, and it's unacceptable. But listen, man, look, there's cues to get in. But listen, thank you very much for waiting patiently and having your stay, man. Big up to you for coming on, my friend.
Big up to you, Aaron. I'll stay on the panel for a bit. I can have my say later.
You take it easy, bruv.
Bye.
By the way, Aaron, it looks like someone in the chat. Lewis Skelly has just scored.
Oh, has he really?
He's just scored. Good boy. On his debut as well. Well done.
Wonder boy. You know what? Fair dues, man. That's
on debut.
Absolutely buzzing to the lad. We've got a new guest. I'll jump to you straight now, as I'll get Jez in straight after. Tommy, have you say, brother? Thank you very much for coming on. It looks like you're a West Ham fan. My dad's a West Ham fan, so
One more trophies than you lot in the last 5 years, so.
Yeah,
we can't.
Mate, how bad
as long
you
as
are?
you spit facts we can't argue with, I won't argue.
Oh, mate, honestly, I can't deal with Arsenal. Actually, it's not even just Arsenal fans. It's the modern football fan. They don't know nothing. All they know about is stats. That's it. No eyes, nothing. And I think I'm glad I come on this podcast, because I just want to say big up to Jez. There's not enough fans like you. You know everything, and I think more people should respect you and actually listen to you, because you actually know what you're talking about. And no, you're welcome. And I think I agree with everything you say. With Arsenal, it's just a circus. Well, like most clubs nowadays, even my own club, we're a circus. Everything's a circus. It's just a joke. The clubs take the mick out of all fans. They do, and people just seem to laugh it up. The thing with Arsenal, I've been on panel debates before saying about Arteta, but I think, do you know what it is? I don't think
I recognise the name. I'm sure.
Yeah.
I might have seen you in passing somewhere. Maybe you've been from there. But yeah, anyway, sorry to cut you, mate.
No, you're all right. I think what it is with Arsenal now, it's not just. I don't just blame Arteta anymore. I think it's just the whole club, mate. Because I reckon I've had arguments with my mates. I said even if you get the Ancelottis, even if you brought Ferguson out of retirement or Brian Clough from the dead, you would not win anything. You would not dominate, because the mentality of your club is in the gutter. I know some top gooners might get upset for me saying that, but I don't really give a shit.
Neither do I.
Deal with it. Yeah.
Oh, you're right.
No, it's just, I just don't get it. Like with the dog, all the PR, and people still lap it up. Honestly, I don't get it, mate. It just makes you laugh. It's like just the way football is going now. It's a travesty. I've even turned off watching. I had a season ticket for West Ham for over 11 years. I was at Upton Park, and then I got a ticket at the new stadium. I left because there was all trouble with Chelsea. They don't care about you. Once you realise that as a fan, you can deal with it. They do not care about you. You're just a number. Once you're out, another person will fill your place in. Sooner people realise that, I think sooner you'll get along. But I just thought I'd just give my say in that, and just so people actually realise clubs do not give a shit about you.
Do you know what?
I'm so glad. I'm so glad to hear that from another fan of a different club, right?
No,
because you're talking absolute fact.
Yep.
And big respect to you, my friend, because West Ham, United Football Club, I've got ultimate respect to them. I've been privileged to go. I've never been to your new stadium, and I will never go.
No, I don't, mate. It's a circus.
But I've many, God, I can't remember how many times I've been to Upton Park. But the fact remains, when that was a proper football stadium.
Yeah.
Proper football stadium.
Yeah, I was close to Trevor Brooklyn. I was in with all the crowd. I was literally where they used to warm up. So I used to get all the banter with the away fans and everything. I've been to the Emirates twice, And
the shit all the Emirates is.
Yeah, it's quiet over there, not going to lie.
At the end of the day, the problem is, mate, fans like you, me, and all these illustrious people on the panel here, we are fading away because at the end of the day, the clubs don't want us.
No, they don't.
Don't want us. All they want is money, tourists, fans, people coming in from the shires, spending out big money. I mean, this latest one I've seen from fucking Arsenal. Come and watch the show.
Yeah, but Jez, it's not just football now; it's the whole world now. It's the way people are.
A show isn't competitive,
is it? Either a show ain't competitive.
I don't mind football fans, but it's like if I was an American fan, if I go over to America, I wouldn't be telling American fans how to support their club. I'd listen to them. I'd want to know more. I'd learn
we're going to stick on this topic, by the way. But we're going to stick on this because it's an interesting topic while we're in it.
Travesty. It's life as well. It's just how the world's going at the minute. It's synced into football. It's all politics. It's all bullshit, mate. It's embarrassing. And the football's whack now. I don't get people. I rate Saka, but the players I've seen at Arsenal, he's nowhere near good enough. The Pires, the Lundbergs. I'm sorry, he's nowhere near it. It's good now. Don't get me wrong, but the players now are just absolute. They're just athletes. They're
nowhere near. I've done this. I think it was on Monday, or it might have been last Friday. It was one of the two, and we were sort of going through the panel. And we was having a little compare of what players were getting now, and not one of them get into that starting lineup. You'd have shouts that you could maybe have a little argument. There was mainly maybe Saliba for Kolo Toure, but I mean, you'd be happy either way, wouldn't you? Sort of thing. There weren't really big shouts, and the fact that a rival fan like yourself can sort of see and appreciate the fantastic squad we had 21 years ago to the shit that we have now.
And I can put on a note because I'm a football fan first. I say it to everyone. Yes, I'm a West Ham fan, but I'm a football fan foremost.
Yeah,
I'm not just a West Ham fan. I could take my hat off and become a football fan instead of just being biased because I'm not a biased person.
Yeah, it took me about 5 seconds to tell that. Yeah, you can just tell when someone, isn't it? Now you can tell. Yeah, big up to you, brother. You can tell.
No, it's just the way it is now. You can't say anything, otherwise you get called negative and toxic, and it's funny. Yeah. It's like okay, mate. It's at least I talk the truth and not just be told like lies because that's what people do now. They'd rather be told comfort lies than told the harsh truth.
Do you know what these top goons are like? I use this analogy all the time. They're like fucking women. That they just get brought up. If they're good looking enough, they don't have to do anything. They don't have to work hard at school.
I said modern
go on a yacht
football fans like modern feminists.
Life's easy, isn't it? Rainbows, sparkles, glitter, spinning around. It's all fantastic.
Arsenal is the perfect example of that. Arsenal is purely the perfect example of that. It's a circus. Modern football is a fucking circus. The circus is in town. It's here to stay. Buy your tickets. Roll up, roll up, roll up, roll up.
You know what? That's a
real football thing.
Yeah. So I think you cut out a little bit there.
Yeah, nail on the head, mate. They don't want real football fans.
No, they rather have the overboards or someone because they give out the money. They'll buy the My first 2 years I went down, I
Probably, yeah,
bought all
'cause
the
I think-
programs. After that, I didn't. I
my
was
Mark's
like, no, I ain't spending no money on the club. They're doing
Yeah.
rubbish. I've seen Adam Grant, I've seen the Allardyces, I've seen this, I've seen that. But I've always said it's not how much money you spend it. Look at United, look at Chelsea. It's what you do with it, and the intention. Like
100%.
Arsenal, it's always about the intention with the money. You could give someone £1 billion, but unless they spend it right, it's worth nothing.
Well, Chelsea got given 2 billion. Look at the fucking state of them.
Exactly.
You know what I
But
mean? They're knocking
the
on
thing
that
with you
door,
guys,
and now
yeah?
they've still got Jackson up front.
The thing with you guys, I get you guys, because you could go for a Zubimendi, you might not rate him, but I'm telling you that now, if you had a manager in that you trusted, you'd be like, I don't care who he signs. He could sign Scooby-Doo. I trust that he can get the best out of him. But with Arteta, you don't trust him. He could buy the Ronaldos, the Messi. You wouldn't trust him with him. But with
He's
a
a
manager you
novice.
believe in, that you're backing, you'd be like, oh, if he wants him, I'll back him. Yeah, I'll see what he could do, but you don't believe in him.
Could you imagine if Zlatan Ibrahimovic was there? Do you know what I mean? How would the fuck can he deal with him?
We're going into World War III early if that was the case.
He'd be like, put your tables on the table, put your trophies on the table. I'll tell you, stuttering.
We didn't even want Ivan Toney.
I got the light bulb. I got the light bulb though. I got the lemons to put it in the juice to put in the. No, get out. Unbelievable, mate.
Joking it, man.
Oh, yeah, but all clubs are like, I ain't just taking the mick out of Arsenal. Is it all the clubs? My club, everyone. It's just funny when I see people.
Do you know where all the proper real football fans are? They're either in the Championship or the lower down the pyramid of football.
Well, they just turned it off completely, mate. They've switched over to like Formula One or rugby or boxing. They've just I've known so many people that have gone over like what have stand for years. They don't even watch us anymore. Like I've struggled to watch us over the last couple of years since I left. It's just boring. It's just crap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all the Mavericks are gone. There's no Mavericks anymore. You know what I mean? They've been coached out of the game. Every team, all the players, all the modern day players. I was doing a video today and I just winged it. I was sort of going on about football nostalgia. Was it actually better when I was young, or do you just think that when you're older? But I was just looking through a list of, you know, the Ballon d'Or nominees for sort of late 90s, early 2000s. And they piss all over anything that's out there now, you know. And even if you went down to the 20th, 30th, the football's just being overly coached now. Everybody's robotic. Everybody's afraid to try something new, you know. And it's painful to watch a lot of the time. And Arsenal are the absolute pinnacle of a team that's just overly coached, and coached wrongly, by the way, but overly coached to where players are afraid to try something new. Players are afraid to try and beat players. And you see it a lot. You know, I was looking at the old sort of Hungarian team of the 50s that were the first to start popping the ball about in possession football. And, you know, yeah, now everybody does it, but is that a good thing? You know, there used to be clashes of styles, especially in Europe. The team could come up against a team from Holland and they'd play completely different football. And it'd be a beautiful thing to watch. It'd be an amazing contrast. You know, it was like when the Dutch team of the 70s met the West Germans all the time, and Germany were gritty and Holland played football that was completely different to them. Completely different. And magic happened on the pitch. But now every team plays the exact same tactics. They all want to be Pep Guardiola.
Stoke. It was two different styles. It'd make a good game.
But that's it, then. I mean, it's all gone now. It's all gone, especially in top level. It's gone. And you get these teams coming up from the Championship and they want to keep playing the same way and they get absolutely smashed back down again. And it's really like even coaches are overly coached. You know, they have no mind of their own. You used to get clashes of coaches. You used to get
there's no personality in sport anymore.
None, because it's not allowed. It's not allowed. It's been wiped out by social media. You can't have a personality. You say something wrong, you get cancelled, or you get your career ruined.
It's all about keeping them on side.
It's about keeping everybody happy. It's about keeping everybody happy, and it's why when something does come out, it's a big scandal. You know what I mean? It's why these players have releases like gambling and things like that, because everything else is being just smashed out of them. You know, players need to be.
15 years ago, you watch teams like 2008 in the Prem. About 4 or 5 players would be like the best players from each team. Every team. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, but that's the thing.
And
you know, and
the forward think. Go on, sorry, Shane. Go on.
No, go on. You're all right. Go on.
No, go on. Now you're on a roll there. I was just going to jump.
Yeah, but that's the thing, though. You know, like I said, I made that video today, and I didn't even really research it. I just see if it would work, and I was trying to compare different eras, and it sort of just, to me, it got a bit boring by about 2015 onwards. You know what I mean? It was just the same shit, and it was the same teams and the same coaches and the same. I was looking back, going, with the Madrids and Barcelona, like the Galacticos and all that sort of stuff, it was outrageous, but at least it had personality and it had, clashes of styles and all that sort of stuff. And I just find now that with the likes of Arteta, he'll just never learn anything new. And we've seen from him that he doesn't learn from his mistakes. We've seen that he won't play Tierney when we all know we should play him. We've seen that he won't play Wanyeri when Odegaard was injured. And they're all like that. Like that gentleman then said to West Ham. Sorry, I forgot your name, mate. Like he said, there's no personalities. You know, there's no personalities. So everybody's too afraid, and it can get a bit tedious.
There were so many characters of football back in the day, but that's why we loved them as fans, but now it all just seems to be, it's all micromanaged, it's all system based, it's never, you can't put your foot out of line, this, that, and the other. The sport has become boring, and I'm going to be very, very worried in the long run that many sports, as well as football, is going to end up becoming that same sort of reason. I know for a fact the NFL is slowly becoming, but it's nowhere near in the prime. I know the NHL started. The NBA we're definitely well and truly into it. So it's worrying, not just in this sport alone, but for every other sport around the world. It's concerned. Even the Olympics now is a fucking joke.
Blame Pep since he came to this country. I swear to God, blame Pep because everybody.
He's the only one that wants to win. He's the only one that wants to win.
He does want to win. I think
he's got pedigree. That's why you can allow Pep. If we want to change tactics to be dirty,
his system.
But Arteta has changed that tactics. But you got no CV, bruv. You've got no clout. You've got nothing in the pocket, mate. You're
lemons, you can't beat Pep. You can't beat Pep at his own game. Do you know what I'm saying? You can't beat Pep at his own game. Klopp used to go against Pep with his game. If you see when Alex Ferguson, Arsene Wenger didn't try to copy Alex Ferguson. He brought his own football. Do you know what I'm saying? So I just feel like this systematic football, it works for top managers. If you're not, you can't play that football. You need to find another way. That's what Arteta's not understanding. This copying Pep.
This is massively.
It's true. If you get the best left winger, let's say you get Vinny, Arteta would have him play left wing back.
Goalkeeper.
So it doesn't matter if, do you know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter if Vinny's a top footballer. The system
he'd have him in the
breaking down.
reserves. He wouldn't want him playing.
Yeah.
He's got too much personality.
You can see in Ethan.
I'm just going to come back. Go on, I'll let you go. I do need to come to the chat in a little bit as well. True. I do need to come to the chat in a sec. So, sorry, go on. I'm trying to cut you. Finish up, and then I'll jump in the chat,
Nah, it's just the last bit where I was going to say, if you see Ethan, the way Ethan plays football right now, everybody's oh, wow, yes, exactly. Do you know what I'm saying? He gets you off your chair. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, off the seat. And we enjoy watching a player like that. The thing is that we're just regressing with this manager, and his system will make every player worse. If people would say Saka, sorry, Saka had talent before, so we can't really say Saka. But go on, sorry.
No, I was just going to say, 5 years in, and the only thing you're excited about is that, 17-year-old? That's mad, isn't it? After 800 million spent. When you look at it like that, what you've got out of 800 million 5 years is just to be excited about a 17-year-old.
Do you know what, though, Tommy? When you deep it as an Arsenal fan, the annoying thing about that whole scenario that you're saying is our captain in Martin Odegaard, who's on 240 grand a week, should be the geezer that's stepping up. He should be taking in his position as well. You're in that middle of the pitch. You should be grabbing games.
He ain't got the mentality for it, mate. He's not. He ain't got the balls. He ain't got it.
For it. It's not just
Ghost the guard, mate.
He hasn't got the quality. Sure. Do you know what? Sometimes I see him do a couple of bits, and I think, do you know what? He has got something about him. But one, nowhere near enough on a consistent basis, and two, nowhere near enough at a captain level of Arsenal Football Club. He should never have had that armband. He should never have been even in the top 10 contention on the field for it. And that's an absolute fact. He's just a geezer that you pin up on your wall if you're from Norway. Do you know what I mean? He's not a captain. We have Patrick Vieira and Tony Adams as our captains spanning over 3 decades. And now we got left with Arteta's And then there's no wonder that Arteta at captain and now manager of Arsenal has picked another wimpy, pathetic, media-trained coward like Odegaard.
Yeah, but the thing is, you wouldn't care who was captain if you was winning stuff. You wouldn't care if it was win the dog as long as you was winning stuff. You wouldn't care. This is what I'm saying with people.
We've got someone like a Declan Rice in there. Do you know what I mean? Who captain you boys? Who knows how to communicate? Knows how to be able to grab a. We put him at fucking left 8. And we don't even give him the ban. So we've just gone, we've bought a captain at fucking central defensive midfielder at 6. We play him at left 8.
Yeah,
and
what have you done to my captain? What have you done to him? You've killed him. He's not the same player anymore. You've killed him.
Exactly right.
He was a European.
He's been played out of position.
Of course he has.
Yeah.
This manager, like
He's a bit overrated, though.
Declan Rice was unbelievable last year. And people don't ever add this in. They're like, oh, yeah, but it was good last year. For the people that like him at left 8. He was at fucking 6 a lot last year because Partey was injured for the majority of last season. So he was at his natural spot. Oh, guess what?
Mm-hmm.
Man of the match, man of the match, man of the match, man of the match. There's no shock. Why was he fucking one of the best players? Because we was playing him in his position, for fuck's sake. Well, now Mikel Arteta's like, oh, well, I need to play this 4-3-3 because this is what I do. Why don't you just revert to 2? Why don't you just have fucking Partey and Rice at that base? Like, it would work. Why do you have to fucking have him
play Partey?
He's centre back. He's a fucking centre back turned. This is what I always say. He's a centre back turned midfielder. Yeah. So he's not a forward line player. You're not a central attacking midfielder turned central defensive midfielder. So if you've always gone forward, you've got a natural attacking instinct. Declan Rice was a centre back, so his defensive instinct that's natural to him. So why the fuck are you playing him at left 8? Mikel Arteta for you.
He's trying to do the box to box.
Genius.
Right, it's frustrating, boys. It's very, very, very frustrating. And I will move the topic on, man, because I just thought when we brought it up, I just thought, you know what, it's double relevant. And the next thing here is strikers, yeah. These for me, the realistic ones that we're gonna be going for, and I'll come into Jez first on this. I mean, there's one I absolutely want. I mean, I don't actually know which one I want more. Isak because of the longevity and everything like that, or Kane to just piss Spurs off that extra bit more. You know what I mean?
You got to get over it. Got to get over Spurs, boys. Got to get over them.
Yeah, this is really tied between my two there.
They were in Woolwich first, all right? Get over it.
Yeah. No. We still got to screw them over in some way, shape, or form. So Campbell, we won the double, right? So I'm sitting there thinking Isak got Kane in Gyökeres, Sesko, and Osimhen. I mean, I personally think, boys, that we are like that Williams at left wing. I just think we're resigned to Sesko. But Jez, I wanted, sort of first off, or like, who do you reckon? Who do you want out of them 5? Like, who do you feel we'd realistically sign out of them 5? This is the question to everyone. And who do you reckon we'll end up getting? And the chat, jump in and all, man. What do you reckon? Who do you want, Jez? Who do you reckon we could realistically get? And who do you reckon we'll end up being fucking lumbered with?
If you want my honest opinion,
yeah,
none of them.
Don't say that. I was fucking hoping you would say none of them. Yeah.
I don't. I'm sorry. I don't believe we will, because somebody earlier in the chat said about quite correctly. We wanted Sesko last season. He didn't. He turned us down.
Yeah.
We have to question why. Why did he turn us down? Bearing in mind, Arsenal offer big money. They offer big salaries, right? Now, you can offer serious money to a player, but that doesn't mean that player actually wants to come and play for you, because there's one leading factor in that, the manager. Yeah. Now, if you want to break it down, if you really want to go down in depth, right, this manager, tell me one player he's really, really brought on. How has he really improved any player at Arsenal's current career? You could say Saliba because he sent him out on loan for 2 seasons. He's come back and he looks bloody decent, right? What has he done to Martinelli? He's gone backwards. Saka, has he got better? I would say probably yes. I would say yes. Ben
Not
White.
to the Salah levels we want, though, Jez, is the point you're making, isn't it?
Ben White, no. Ben White, he took him from the centre back to put him out on the right wing. That has improved his gameplay. I'll give you that. But his injury record hasn't been great this season. But hey, that's another question for another day. But why do players not want to come to Arsenal? And there's one overloading factor here. The manager. When we had the likes of proper managers, Wenger, Graham, right? Even Bruce Rioch, for fuck's sake, man. Right? He brought in Dennis Bergkamp, David Platt. World Cup player.
David Platt. I always forget David Platt, Jez.
David Platt. Dennis Bergkamp. Yeah? Right? Played for Holland the season before, right? In the USA. Now, come on. Let's not even point talking about Wenger, what he did, the class of world-class players he brought in.
Yeah.
But the other factor is this, is the fact that behind the scenes, we had an amazing management base.
Mm-hmm.
Peter Hillwood, David Dean, right? People that could get negotiations and deals done at a level that was within the market. This clown and I also blame Edu and probably Tim Lewis, overpriced things, overspent and overpaid players.
Yeah.
So again, we come back to this question, Berta, what's he doing? What's he going to do? Is he going to be another Edu? I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think so. But to answer your question again, I don't believe any of them are coming. I honestly don't. I don't think we have the manager they want to play for. I mean, let's not forget, gents, right? All these players are in an elite club. They are the 1% of the best in world football, all around the world. To be a top flight professional playing in La Liga, the Bundesliga, the Premier League, all of this, yeah? You are the top elite.
Yeah.
So you are talking, you've got a special club that nobody else can get into. So they're talking on the phone, international break, right? Yeah. You've got players in that England team talking to Lewis Skelly. How's it going at Arsenal? Oh, yeah. Harry Kane. I'm having a fucking great life at Bayern Munich. Yeah, it happens. This is. We all know how the world revolves.
Yeah.
And when you've got players that are looking into the Arc Football Club currently, they're thinking and talking to players that have walked out the door, Aubameyang, Lacazette, all these players, they're going to say, fuck off, don't go and play for Arteta. The bloke's a wanker.
Yeah, but Jez, I don't think it's just Arteta, mate. I think it's the whole thing, like the Cronkies, like they do not care, mate. They ain't got they don't want to win. They don't want to win. As soon as top 4 comes around, that's it. That's all they care about.
The only argument I would debunk you with that, Tommy, is the fact that Stan Kroenke he still owns the club, but he's not in charge of it anymore. That's gone down to his son, Josh. He's done exactly the same with the Denver Nuggets. He's done exactly the same with the Colorado Avalanche. They've done that. Josh Kroenke now owns those two. Both have won their respective championships. The Nuggets won the NBA championship and the Avalanche won the Stanley Cup in 2022. So it's not like,
Yeah, but that's great. That's great, but that's not Arsenal. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's great. That's great. I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying, though, innit? But that's why I say I see this as just like a cash cow for them. They're just like, oh, we'll just put the money in. They know how English football works. They know how easy it is to get a market in there, how much fans lap up, especially since COVID. Now they know how much fans would love to go back to the grounds, and how much they're easily persuaded to spend money. So I've just seen it as that. You've seen loads of them. You've got FSG at Liverpool. You've got the Glazers at United. Look how bad they've turned out to be. Because you've got the money, but there is no intention to win.
The same at every club, though.
Yeah,
and
exactly. Do you know what? To second
apart
that
from
as well,
City, from City and Real Madrid.
Our owners, our cronkies, our silent stands, and our little baby lapdog Josh, they're opening statements. Well, we bought Arsenal, but don't worry, boys, we ain't here to fucking win trophies. Don't worry about that. Yeah,
John Boonis just summed it up. He just put the comment in there. John, you just summed it up, my friend. How many previous Arsenal managers were given 5 years to win a trophy? 5 years.
I'll double down on you there, Jezza. How many top clubs or so-called top clubs would let a manager go 5 years without winning something? There's none. Spurs wouldn't, though. That's the thing. Spurs win nothing, but every 2 years they'll change their manager.
Never in my lifetime have I ever seen this ever before.
Not with a top club. Never.
And I've been watching this club since 1967, and I've never ever seen this support for a failing manager.
Yeah.
Ever in my
It's
life.
all hope, Jess. It's all what they can be, so they can go to their mates and go, look, my manager's better than yours. I've got this player that's better than yours. That's why when I see it online and they're comparing players, I'm like, that's the only winning you've got is you're winning these little arguments, but you're not winning the big one. Like, where's your Champions League? Where's your Prem? Where's this? Where's that? It's little things like, oh, my players run
battles.
4 miles.
Yeah.
It's little battles. It's not the war. You've won battles. You haven't won the war.
You know what? It's pathetic. You know what it was under the latter stages of Wenger, and I'd heard this a lot. We made a profit in the summer. Do boys remember that?
Yeah.
When we was bragging about winning the profits, I don't go down the fucking boozer and go, yeah, Arsenal made 4.8 million in the fucking summer transfer.
We were winning FA Cups as well, though, Aaron.
The thing is, what I mean? Celebrating some
excuses, Aaron. Excuses. We all know what this is. It's all excuses.
We were winning FA Cups though in Wenger's last 5 years, as well as making a profit. So.
Yeah. No, that's why I had to add that on.
At least we were winning trophies.
We were winning 3 FA Cups in his last 5 years. Well, we'd snap your hand off for that now.
Do you know what? We've won a trophy more recently. Yeah, it's just mad.
You tell me the ambition that this manager has shown, bearing in mind the only bloody trophy he's won was the FA Cup.
With Emery's team, man.
With Emery's team, admittedly.
Yeah.
And what ambition has he shown since?
I'll tell you, Jez.
Fourth, third.
I'll tell you what ambition.
I'm not saying it's the correct order. I'm not
get
saying
a bigger paycheck. That's his ambition. To get a bigger paycheck for doing nothing.
Exactly.
He's on 15 million a year, mate. He's doing all right.
Mate, that's why they say when he don't get backed, he's paid 15 million a year. How is he not backed? What other manager on that sort of money for doing nothing?
He is the Luigi wins by doing nothing meme.
Mm.
That's what he is. He's Luigi.
Second highest paid manager in world football. I mean, you expect.
Oh no, wait, though, lads. I think we're being a bit harsh because we got the most points in the calendar year. So
yeah, that's
no one
true.
gives a shit. Move on.
Yeah,
that's bigger than the World Cup. That is.
That's the shit. That's the shit that Arteta spouts out in press conferences and people eat it up. He makes up these stats, man. They mean nothing.
I mean, if anyone can show me the title, I'll let you go. If anyone can show me, and Jez will definitely be able to. Jez, has there ever been a trophy in English history that's been handed out on December the 31st or January the 1st? So the calendar year means fuck all Arsenal fans.
Absolutely nothing.
If there was a gentleman that would know, it's the gentleman to my right, isn't it?
You're so negative, guys. So toxic. I can't deal with it. I'm gonna go cry now.
The only trophy I remember being handed out on the 31st, right? Of fucking Jesus, 31st, mate. Right, is when you take your fucking Christmas tree down. That's it. Simple.
Please, sir, can I have some more? Yeah, nonsense.
Bollocks, man. It's absolute bullshit.
But the press eat it up, and the fanboys eat it up. That's the problem.
People more in the press.
They eat it up.
I promise you.
They want to be a part of a family.
The only thing is a fact.
Family. Go on, Cole. Go on. You've been waiting to go.
That's all right. The only thing that we can toot our bugle over regarding of this football club is the fact that we have won the most FA Cups out of any English team in this. We've won it 14 times. That's a feather in our cap, by the way. And yet we have a manager who just wants to just bins it off because and that comes from the top and it goes all the way down to the fan base as well. They now got it in their head that it's Premier League or Champions League or nothing else. They don't care about the League Cup. They don't care about the FA Cup. I dare you to tell that to Newcastle fans. Dare you to tell Newcastle because they're backed by Saudi owners. They're backed by Saudi owners. Technically, they shouldn't give a shit at the League Cup. But I guarantee you this. When they're in the final and it reaches final day and you've walked into Wembley Stadium and as soon as that whistle was blown, you know well that has become your least needed trophy into your most needed trophy. And that's the problem with what these modern day fans just can't get through their fixed goals. They care more about the higher trophies. Why have I always said the same thing about Manchester City between 2014 and 2024? They won it 6 times, not because and they were we know the Man City are very a country owned, right? The country owned, right, by the Arabs, right? But why did they win it? Because it's the first thing you win on the calendar, and if you win that, it acts as a springboard for the rest of the season.
Look at all the managers that have won it. Mourinho won it with Chelsea first year and second year at Chelsea.
Mourinho said that was one of his favourite trophies to win.
Won it.
Oh, yeah.
That's the thing. They were laughing about Arne Slot. They're laughing at Arne Slot because he went all out for every competition that he can. Like obviously what Klopp used to do. And when he lost the final to Newcastle, well deserved, of course, to Newcastle. They deserved that one. Everybody was laughing at him like he's not winning the Premier League. Do you know what I'm saying? And we somehow turn our nose up, or beggars can't be choosers. Do you know what I'm saying? We're beggars right now. It's not like we're winning Premier Leagues and Champions Leagues, and then you can turn around and tell us, hey, you know what? We're not gonna go strong for the FA Cup or a League Cup because we're going for the Premier League or the Champions League. We're not winning either. So might as well pick something up while we're on the journey or destination. Like David Raya. What did David Raya say? Yeah, this is what David Raya said, guys. Yeah, it's a matter of time. This is what he said. We are going in the right direction. They're using that word a lot right now, like direction to achieve things.
What way?
It is a matter of time. We don't exactly what direction.
Just go right and just stagnate, shall we? Or are we going forward? What direction?
And Aaron, look at the last bit. It is a matter of time. So what
you ain't
we don't
got
know.
Time, mate.
Do you know what I'm saying? What is the time?
You got Newcastle, you got City, you got Chelsea, you got United all coming for you. And
mate, do you know what? That swoops me nicely into a point that I can make as well is that, do you know what? If Arsenal have another window anywhere near that fucking shambles of a window we saw last summer where Prick El Marino came in, the useless absolute waste of space that we now have up front.
No, he's goal celebrations.
Goals, though. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's embarrassing himself. And Calafiori, yeah, that's it. Yeah, I mean, he's a waste of space. He's not a fucking striker. I bet he's barely a footballer. One of them, probably you can make an account for 2 of the goals weren't even intentional. But I digress.
When he runs, he goes backwards. That's how he literally goes backwards when he runs.
He's probably a retarded crab. He just goes in all directions, apart from the way that he wants to go. But you know what I mean? If we have another, and I'll make this point now, if we have another fucking summer like that, boys, this club, we're not going in the direction that David Raya wants us to go. We're going fucking that way, mate.
Yeah, but you are.
We're not going that way or that way or that way.
We're going to have that summer. You guys have watched Arsenal for so long. Jez, you know what's going to happen next season. You probably have got the script right in front of you, already written down. You know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
You know what's going to happen. It's the same old.
It'll be the demise. If he says next season will be the demise.
The amount of players we're going to lose.
To the moon. It'll be up to the moon.
And the thing is, you know, Aaron, you put up those lists of strikers, which one will be signed. There's only one of them. We know it's going to be Sesko. Arsenal are so predictable. We know it's going to be Sesko. It's going to be Havertz 2.0. And, you know, you look at, what have you got, Isak? Number one, we wouldn't pay it. Number two, Arteta would end up playing him out to the left to try and reinvent him and to keep Havertz in the team. Osman's got too much personality for him. Same goes for Gyökeres. And Kane wouldn't do that. As much as, I just don't think he'd do that to Tottenham. I don't think he'd piss all over his legacy. But, it will be Sesko, because that's the one Arteta wants, because he's not already made. If he signs an Isak or someone like that, all he can do is make him worse. He's already, we already know how good he is, and he's too much of a fucking coward to take someone like that on, because he'd have too much power for him. So if you look at that list, we all know it's Sesko. We all know it's Havertz 2.0. He's got an average rate in Germany, no matter what he's going to do in England, especially with no true balls. You know what I mean? We don't play true balls. We only just lump crosses in when we can't figure out a low block. And I've said it before. I don't know
we
how
don't even play our best crossers.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And I don't know how Arteta struggles with blocks when he's a fucking Lego man. He should know exactly how blocks work. But I just don't see anybody but Sesko, and I don't see anybody but Williams, and I don't see anybody but Arteta absolutely ballsing them up. And with all the players we're going to lose, we already needed 5 new players. We're going to lose another 5 on freeze. We're going to and Zinchenko probably get 10 million for him. How are we going to replace all them? How can he spend 5.5 years signing goalkeepers and left backs, and we need a left back and a goalkeeper in the summer?
And now,
you know what I mean?
Squads have either de-aged, so they're running their contracts down, and etc.
Oh.
Now we need numbers in. Guess what? We ain't got the funds or what to do it. Do you know
War
what I mean?
chest. War chest.
The war chest. Yeah.
Right, the war
No,
chest.
you're saying Zubimendi
Wenger's
in front,
war chest.
That's your striker. Zubimendi up front.
Fucking hell.
There you go.
That's it, done.
That's
Yeah.
like the fucking 10th wonder of the world, that war chest, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whoever
Hey,
finds
boys, I've
that.
got to bounce. Great chat, all of you.
Cheers, Jezza.
Big up to Jez.
Pleasure as always, mate.
The thing is, we're going to be talking about the same shit this time next year.
Yeah.
No, you're not. You're going to win the Champions League. Don't worry.
Oh, yeah, okay, mate. I'm not holding my breath on that one, my friend.
We're not even safe for top 4 yet, Tommy.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Michael Mourinho, 90th minute header. Whee!
Yeah.
I think the only difference will be,
And you're going to have a statue of Arteta outside. Whee!
Yeah.
The only good looking Spaniard I know.
Second, we'll be talking about Arsenal being in 5th.
Yep.
That's what I see happening here.
Yeah, me
I
too.
don't see any progression. I don't see us getting what we need. I don't see that Arteta will be the man. Hopefully, I pray and pray and pray that he'll be gone by the start of the season. I don't believe that will happen at all. I pray that will happen and we get in a proper bloody manager, right, that will sort this shit out. Right, because I think this Berta, right, is the man that maybe just pots the nail in Arteta's coffin, and he can fuck off out of this fucking football club. Yeah, but I'm not convinced just yet this will happen anytime soon. But I honestly do believe, gentlemen, this time next year we'll be talking about the same old shit, and we'll be talking about being in a different position. But it's been a great debate. Thoroughly enjoyed it, all of you. And I'll catch you all on the flip side and speak to you all very soon, because we go round and we go round and we go round and we go round.
Bill Murray in it, mate. Isn't it?
Now 5 years. And it's just the same old bullshit. And I'll be honest with you, I won't lie. I'm getting very bored of it now. Very bored.
I've kept waking up at a certain time to dun 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 dun. Those who don't get the reference, it's Groundhog Day, isn't it?
It's Groundhog
Every
Day.
fucking day is the same thing for Arsenal, man.
But
ridiculous.
anyway, boys, I'll catch
Jez,
you all.
Big up yourself, Jez.
Appreciate it, man. And people, you can find Jez at the Arsenal History and More. His link is in the description. He does a fantastic show. I think Tuesdays and sometimes it goes to the Wednesdays with DJ B and Kenny. You will not find a show anywhere on YouTube that even closely resembles the IQ about Arsenal and football in general and that. So I really, really recommend you go there for his next one, and 2, go give his other one to watch. What we're doing here. Do you know what I mean? That's what it's all about. But yeah, Jez, absolute pleasure, mate. Thank you very much, my friend.
Yeah, it's
Big
been
up.
great.
Nice meeting you, Jez.
guys. It's been a great chat with you guys. West Ham man, sorry I don't know your name. What's your name?
Tommy. It's all right.
Tommy. Yeah.
I'm
Tommy.
offended now.
Sorry, buddy. Sorry, but
Oh,
I remember
that's
it.
all right.
I've got a very good memory.
I know you have.
And I'll catch you all soon, boys. And
See you later, Jez.
thanks as always, Aaron. Great channel, gentlemen.
Later, Jez.
Yeah,
We're getting there.
You don't get many panels better than this, that's for sure. Fucking hell.
We've had a good laugh so far, haven't we? But we won't continue for too much longer. Well, we'll continue for a little bit longer. But Jez, any time that you give us, always greatly appreciated.
Come in the chat. Big up, Dow. As I'm fucking off.
Oh, it's a bit of Oregon.
The Dow.
Here he is.
In the chat.
Next time, Dow, you wonderful fucko, you better come on. I'm going to hold you to that.
Yeah, the legends.
Yeah,
Take care, boys. Take care.
Yeah, have a good one, Jezza. Have a good one, Jezza. Who hasn't had there? Because I'm sort of a little skew whiffed about the old striker thing. So who hasn't had there? Two Bob on it. Who had a little chat? Rashid, I feel like you might not have had your go.
Oh,
I'm going to
sorry,
Aaron.
I'm going to go as well, mate.
I didn't give what I thought.
Yeah, sorry, Rashid, 1 sec. Yeah, Tommy, bruv. Listen,
Nice meeting you guys.
Big up for coming on. Nah, listen, when someone
Later,
comes on
Tommy.
there, sound and normal, they stay on.
Yeah, I tried
big up,
to
bruv. Appreciate it, man.
Nice meeting all of you.
Yeah, take it easy, man.
See you later, guys. Up
All
the
the best,
hammers.
my friend. Big up, brother.
But yeah. Listen, in my opinion, we're gonna get Sesko. I agree with every one of you. I think
I'm gonna
maybe
let you hold fort just 2 seconds, yeah?
Yeah, no, it's okay. I think 90% of this fan base knows already that we're gonna get Sesko. In my opinion, the best option would be Osimhen. Why
Yep.
Osimhen? Osimhen's fast, he's strong, and he can get and he's aerial duels. He wins most of them, so he can head the ball as well. So you've got three important things that you need in a striker. So I think Osimhen's the best option for us.
He's
So,
a match winner
in
as well, Rashid, isn't he?
He's a match winner. Yeah, he's a match winner, 100%. I
Do you
would
think he
love
has too
if
much
Kane-
though for Arteta? Do you think he has too much personality for him?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. I think he would get worse under Arteta.
Oh,
but
yes.
his worse is different than Havertz's worse or Gabriel Jesus' worse. You know what I'm saying? Like
no,
it
you're
would
right.
be
It's
just
all
a
right.
different kind of worse. It's just a different kind of worse. Just having a striker that is Havertz, 65 million spent on him, and then when I see, is there any difference between Havertz and Moreno up front?
No,
Is there like a huge difference?
I don't see it.
See.
No, they're both useless.
They're both shit.
Do you know what I'm
But they are though. They're both shit.
I think Moreno, if he continues playing up front, he will get that 10 goals or 11 or 12 goals.
But
The
we
same
need
as
20.
Havertz.
We need 20. We
Yeah.
need 25.
Minimum.
We need
Minimum.
a fucking gunman. Parliament swearing, but we need a gunman.
And that's awesome. But you know, like Rashid was saying, and I don't mean to cut across Rashid. I'll let you back in now in a second. He does this. He has too much for him. He's too strong a character. He's too big a person, and he'd be a fan favorite. And he's everything that Arteta doesn't want.
Yeah, 100%. I just feel like he has the best three attributes that we need, especially if we continue playing this U-shaped football, cross and hope. If you're playing cross and hope football, Isaac is not your guy. If you change systems, then maybe Isaac. Then you have to cater to Isaac. So I think Osimhen's the best option, but you know how he is. He's already got an attitude problem, apparently.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like even like when they said about Abba, we had Abba that was scoring what 20 plus goals every season.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like when Arteta came, he did it like 3 years ago. It was just the year before he was scoring 20 plus goals. So I don't understand why nobody clocked it. Why is this guy suddenly not scoring any more goals? What changed in a matter of 4 months? What changed is that he started playing on the left wing, and we started playing someone else as a striker, Lacazette, which has the same goals as Havertz and Gabriel Jesus and Moreno and any striker that we're going to bring into the club. So I don't really understand. And thank God we're going to continue, obviously, the show that for part 2 about talking about how the team he inherited and the other team, and there is no difference. So we're going to be talking about the attackers and the midfielders. So tune in, people. Look, listen, nothing changed. Nothing changed. Lacazette will give you 12 goals, 15, 10, and it's same for Havertz, and probably the same for Moreno. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I don't know what Moreno does on the pitch, but he somehow scores. It's the same goes for Havertz.
Do you know? I can tell you for free what I think Moreno does on the pitch for 90 minutes. Piss me off. That's what he does. He pisses me off, man. I'm not gonna lie, man. Let me just jump into the chat for a little bit, man, because you know, like, we've been going on. It's been fire this stream so far, man. John, big up, brother. Big up, man. Big up everyone in the chat as well, and don't forget to smash a little like and a sub as well. And the same to all of these excellent content creators, man. We're all sort of starting this, you know, in and around the same sort of boat, man. And we deserve to go that way, and we can do that with your wonderful help, man. If you could just smash a like, go to the Bush channel, subscribe. Everyone greatly appreciated, man. It means a lot to us. Do you know what I mean? It just means that we can do a little bit more. Do you know what I mean? Keep telling the fucking truth, because that's what's on the panel right now. I can promise you that it's the absolute truth. You'll never get it. And if anyone started speaking bollocks on it, I'd never speak to them again. But I don't think that's the case for the 5 that we've got on, because we're proper. Yeah, John, big up, mate. Aguna Matata, how you doing, my brother, man? It's
love that, man.
Hope you're doing well, my friend. Assembled, big up to you as well, brother. What you saying? Xhaka was good in his last year. Rice is doing what he's paid to do. Yeah, 7 out of 10 performances. Yeah, and that's what he was doing that last season, minimum, wasn't it? You know, and now we're just pushing him sort of out. That's a tactical problem for Mikel Arteta. Do you know what I mean? It's shock. John Guna again is coming. Spurs are a prime example of a circus. Aren't they fucking just? And they will always be, have always been. I didn't even know when they was built, made, whatever. Because you know what? Who fucking cares? Like, no one cares. I was sitting there in a chat on Never a Foul, yeah, and there was this Spurs geezer, and he was like, "Oh, Arsenal are the banter club. Like, everyone talks about you because you're the banter club." But I was like, "You've got the easiest gig on a panel show as a Spurs fan, because no one gives a fuck about you. Literally, no one talks about you because no one cares. They'll go, oh, yeah, Spurs, what a useless bunch of fucking pricks." And then that's that. Job done. No one cares about Spurs. And Deggy big up, yeah, the manager has no clue. Oh, yeah, I mean, summarising it all up, yeah, man, he's an absolute spastic. Yeah, what we got saying, we got Gunnar Matata saying, yeah. All in free, yeah, Tesco's, yeah, big up, man. We're going to skim sort of through someone. Big up AFC always, man. Yeah, you know. AFC always, yeah, I'll tell once Tesco club card, he is crap, mate. You know what I mean? This is what we're talking about. We're talking about a basement manager ain't done anything in 5 fucking years, and people are like, oh yeah, you know, well, you know, you got to give him a chance this summer, it was this summer, last summer, and last summer, last summer. And how do you carry on? Do you know what I mean? And there's one content creator, I won't name him, but I remember him sat on a stream, and it bugs me, and some of you might have heard me say this before, and I used to watch a couple of his videos, and I sat and like, he said this thing, and he fucking lost me. I wasn't always 100% agreeing with him anyway. And the question was, oh, how long do you wait for the process? Or how long do you wait till Arsenal win something before you change it? And the answer that this person gave was, as long as it takes. So infinity patience.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah,
I know who you're talking about.
Fuck off. Sorry. I can't subscribe to that sort of bollocks. I'm sorry. Like,
I'm too old for that shit.
I can't in my job as an electrical engineer just carry on fucking electrocuting families left, right, and centre in domestic properties that I rewire for infinity with no accountability or anything like that.
For 15 million a year.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I know.
How long is it going to take? Oh, as long as it takes, mate. Yeah. It will be done when it's done, isn't it? You know, yeah.
I'm sorry, as long as it takes.
Come on.
Well, it's already taken 21 years for a fucking league title. It's already taken, what's it, Palmer 94, 30, 31. Is that poor math? 31, yeah, for a European title.
Yeah.
And 32 for a fucking League Cup. What we doing here? Do you know what I mean? As long as it takes. Oh, well, you'll be fucking dead if you carry on waiting, son, and have no standards, because it's fans like you that are holding this club to this standards, which is why we won't get any better, because the managers see full fucking stadiums of merchandise clouted out, see-through bag Arsenal wankers spending fucking fortunes, not even fucking singing even relevant songs like we've got Super Mick Arteta, he knows exactly what we need. No, he don't. Tierney at the back. No, he ain't. Gabby in attack. He's shit. We're on our way to qualify for the Champions League. I mean, that shows you how retarded our Arsenal fan base are. They still sing that. They still clap the gears. They ain't won anything in 5 years. I just can't subscribe to this sort of nonsense. And they're like, you know, well, they've obviously got their little combat to fans like us. And you sit there and just think, do you know what? I wonder if you just sat there and listened to actually what we said instead of sitting on your arrogant, cunty little fucking horse. You'd actually probably go, do you know what? Maybe we're just all self-righteous little pricks, little fucking useless wankers that are just in it for the ride, in it for the journey. And it's people like us that clear it all up. We mop up all the fucking tears because it's our own tears. You lot just take selfies in the stadiums and buy merch because you're part of something, because you've got no personality or any friends, and you're fucking losers, and you'll always be losers. But do you know what? When fucking all the Emirates Stadium around me was celebrating the final fucking whistle, second place at Everton last year, I was sat down in my seat going, look at all of you fucking spastics. You're celebrating losing, and you'll always be losers if that's what kind of mentality you have, because it doesn't just stay at football, people. That's life. You're fucking losers if you celebrate failure. Losers. Bosh. I will let someone else go in.
The penny will drop. The penny, sorry, like the penny will drop eventually. The penny will definitely drop, because, like what even Josh Kroenke realised by bringing Berta in, it's an unsustainable model. There is only so long you can be a loser. Like, there is only so much shit that you can take. There is only so many L's, so many losses that you can have on your resume, to the point where it's just like, this can't go on in football and in life. Like, you know, the buck stops somewhere. Now, either they have to change or it will be changed for them. And it will be the latter, because a lot of people don't want to change and are afraid to change. Again, I'd say that's the latter, because they're way too comfortable. They're way too accepting of what's going on and how it is. You know, well, what can we do, innit? Like, it is what it is. But I say it's a culture thing. Like, it's especially in this country, like we know, like, if you live in the UK, if you live in Ireland, if you live in the West, like, it's rife. It's absolutely rife. You know, people just accepting crap day in, day out, day in, day out. And the only way it change is really and truly if something catastrophic happens. And what I love about this Berta guy is that he won't take shit from Martel. And if his hands are tied, he will walk. He won't even do a Raul Sine and, you know, be outed and, you know, forced out the door. No, he'll just walk, innit? You know, he can see a mile away if he's being set up and all of that shit. He will walk. And there's only so many times Arteta can just blag it. Because like I mentioned before, give it a few years, Sky Sports, Talk Sport will be hiring. Because he's not getting another job after this. There is no way Lego Head is going to get a job. Like no chance. And he's way too arrogant. He's way too narcissistic to take a job that's below him. That's really and truly, even like a West Ham is above his level. I know they got Potter in, but as an example, even like a Sheffield United, a championship team is his level. They're all thereabouts. He will never do that.
He's got proof of failure now, though. He didn't have proof of failure before. He's a good salesman, Arteta. When he got the job, he tricked him into hiring him. He ain't got that no more. He's got half a decade of fucking failure on his CV this time.
Yeah, but the problem absolutely conned.
Yeah,
go on, Rishi.
But the problem is, I just wanted to add
something. And then I'm going to bring Macy in. Yeah.
The problem is that Arteta now has Arsenal in his CV, and he has second place. So I don't think he's going to drop to the Sheffield's level. I think this is to the fans that say, "Oh, look what he's done for us. Look what he's done for the club. We've done for him. We've done a lot for him too. We gave him a CV. Not a lot of managers get a top club like Arsenal or Chelsea or Man United or these top clubs to be their first clubs. Most of the managers actually work from the bottom to the top. They actually go to other countries or or here in England. They manage average teams or lower teams, and then they work their way up to a big club. We gave this guy a big club straight away, so I think we gave him something too. Sorry, Natstar, but yeah.
No. You're all good, brother. You're all good.
We gave him a lot of fucking money, mate. Like, listen, like, and you know what he's done with the great opportunity that Mikel Arteta had is he's pissed it up the fucking wall. He really has, because he's had opportunities to win titles here, opportunities to win trophies here, and he ain't done anything. Look, Shane needs to go. Shane, listen, man, it's always a pleasure having you on, man. And I just like your take on it. I've always, do you know what I mean? I always sort of navigate and or gravitate rather to sort of the older heads when I'm out and doing everything like that, because I always like talking to people who's been there, seen it, and done it. You clearly have, man, and that's fantastic that you're on the channel, getting yourself out there, and you're doing a lot of bits on your channel, man, and shout it out.
Yeah, thank you. Got a few videos that I went up today. Like I said, I've got that one now where I'm taking a look at football nostalgia, and was it really better when we were young? I just did I tried to just hop on and do one. It took 20 minutes, and I just ended up rambling really. But I'm going to break it down now to each decade and sort of go through the best parts of that and see, try and add it up and see what was better. And then I think once it's done, then I might look at getting a few of yourselves on, maybe just to go through it as well and do a quick live one with it in a week or two. But I'll see how that goes. But yeah, I always have my shorts going up and always have the long videos. And like we said in the chat, to the chat, get in there and hit all our subs, because it means a lot when we move up and we can keep doing this for you. So cheers, lads. Cheers with me, Carl, Nasser, Macy, and Aaron. I'll talk to you later, boys.
Yeah. Cheers, man. I appreciate it always, Shane, bruv. And do you know what as well? Yeah, now that you said the name Macy. And then in the Arsenal chat.
Yeah.
The World Wrestling Federation champion.
Yeah.
Macy.
This is my quote, guys. Finally, Macy Tamori has come back to Aaron Talks Arsenal.
Go on, man. You always put a smile on my face, my friend. I'm telling you, man. Yeah, you're a card. I like quirks about people, man. You're a funny fucker. You've come on here to talk about Arsenal and probably wrestling a little bit as well. Mix it in for me, man. Like fucking just make a blend of it all, my friend. The mic is yours, and I'm grateful it is. Thank you very much for your time, my friend. What you got to say, brother?
Yeah, no problem, Aaron. It's a pleasure to be on your channel once again, and and it's great to I brought this fly catcher with me because this is this is like Northside's like speciality, because he always brings this his wooden spoon with him. And this season, like for me, we ain't gonna beat Real Madrid. I can tell you this because I just seen England. They scored today against Albania, and the person who scored that goal, big up to him, Miles Lewis-Skelly. Big moment for him to start for his country and to score his first goal for them. I'm proud of him, but the thing is, he should not start against Real Madrid, because Real Madrid are the bull sharks of the Champions League, because they will absolutely slice us apart like the real sharks do. And this is why I'm worried for Lewis-Skelly, because he is going up against a proper baller in Rodrigo. And if Lewis-Skelly gets cooked by Rodrigo in the Champions League, then Skelly is done for me. So I want Kieran Tierney to start in the Champions League. And I know that this manager doesn't favor Tierney, but if I'm the manager, Tierney should start in the Champions League against Real Madrid, because he can defend properly and he can cross the ball well, something that none of our left backs can do. And the good news is the Sophia Carson Italian is out with an injury. And that's good news because I can't stand him. Every single time, our fan base, they gas him up like he's there, like he's a wild horse or something. But he has done nothing because in the West Ham game, he got cooked by Wan-Bissaka, and all the top gooners continuing to show their loyalty to their wild horse. But I got news for you. He ain't no wild horse. He is a modeler. He should go and model in Hollywood with Sophia
on
Carson.
the catwalk. On the catwalk, baby.
Together, you know, yeah, and and as I said, like this Champions League will decide whether or not we have what it takes to win a trophy, and I don't believe we will win a trophy with this manager because of the fact that he has like downgraded this football club and has absolutely destroyed every single one of these players' confidence. And the biggest worry, Bukayo Saka, if this manager rushes him back too early against Real, then Saka is finished because he is going to go through that same darkness that Michael Owen and Wayne Rooney went through when their careers were finished at football. Because the best of Michael Owen was when he went to Real Madrid and he was balling there. And the best of Wayne Rooney was when he went to Manchester United in 2004. I don't want Saka to go through that dark struggle that Owen and Rooney went through. If I'm Saka, I should just like rest up at home and recuperate from the injury and start maybe start in the other Premier League games, not the Champions League, because the Champions League is just like it's like a catwalk because we ain't gonna get past Real Madrid, I can assure you, because they've got a far better squad than us. And people have the audacity to compare, to say that that Declan Rice is better than Camavinga. Well, Camavinga has been winning trophies, but what has Declan Rice won since he came to Arsenal? The only
Community Shield.
Yeah, that was it. But the one thing Declan Rice did win was the Conference League. He was at West Ham, but he has not won nothing at Arsenal. So what makes our fan base think that Declan Rice is better than Eduardo Camavinga? Camavinga will absolutely cook him up. Him and Jude Bellingham, even though I don't rate Jude that highly, he will turn up against us and he will put on a show for Real Madrid. And I can assure you, Carlo Ancelotti is not going to listen to that North London Forever song. He is just going to say to himself, nah, fuck that. I'm just going to dismantle Arsenal. I'm going to destroy them anyway. And I don't even care about that shitty song anyway. That's the level of a manager right there, because he ain't going to listen to that shitty song at Arsenal. He is just going to mind his own business and put on an amazing show for Real Madrid, because this is Don Carlo Ancelotti. He is perhaps the best manager in all of European football. Him and Jose. Yeah, him, Jose.
He's guaranteed in the top 5. I mean, guaranteed.
Him, Jose, Inzaghi, Simeone, like all the other legends, Ferguson, Wenger, all of these legends, like they are all.
Wenger ain't in that top 5. Sadly,
he's not.
He's not in the top 5 probably.
Pep, I would say, it ranks that list as well. Like he has won everything, but this season he's fallen under a cliff. But next season you will see the rise of the Megalodon Sharks, and
hopefully they fucking bite Mikel Arteta. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hopefully they eat that little prick, but they're probably spitting back out. Having too much hair gel and all that.
And I want, and if we win, and if we end this season trophyless by the end of this season, every single top gooner needs to come back and apologize and cry to us and say, "Oh, we're sorry. We're very, very sorry. We said all these negative stuff about you." So you should be get on your hands and knees and apologize and beg for forgiveness for all the things that you've said to the likes of me, to Aaron, to Rashid, to Cole, to Natster, to all the legends here for showing your displeasure and your negativity towards us when we are the ones that speaks facts about this football club, and we know that this football club will never ever win nothing under this scrubby looking Spaniard dickhead in Mikel, Super Mickey Arteta, because that's who this fan base want to like compare him to Mickey Mouse. So
do you know what, matey? I'm going to stand with you there and all. Do you know what? I'm only going to spend next season hydrating myself off of the Top Gooners' tears. What do you reckon on that? Innit? Do you know what I mean? I'm not even going to drink water or anything like that. Just crying little bitchy tears of the Top Gooners saying, "Oh yeah, sorry, maybe you're right. This manager weren't anything." But you know, we'll probably be waiting a while for that, man. That's the sort of frustrating thing.
The thing is, Aaron,
finish up, man.
The thing is, Aaron, like I've seen a lot of our fans saying that Zubamendi and Isak might come to our football club. Do you really think that both of them are gonna say Arsenal's the right club for me? No, because why would Zubamendi leave Spain? Because he's happy there. If I'm him, maybe I should go play for Barcelona or Real Madrid, because if he comes to Arsenal, this manager will absolutely kill his career here. The same with Isak, because look what Isak's done right now. He's won a League Cup with Newcastle.
Yeah.
There ain't no way he's coming to Arsenal. If I'm him, he should just stay at Newcastle, or he can go and play for another big club, but not Arsenal. I don't want him.
Yeah.
I don't want his career at Arsenal to get ruined by this manager, because every player that this manager has bought over the years, he has absolutely destroyed their confidences there. And if this season, if this board gives him money, like lots of money, then any player that comes to our football club, their careers will be over by the time that this manager like puts them in a position that doesn't favor them. So for now, like we need to focus on the end of this season and see whether or not, if we finish this season trophyless, this is the time to get this scrubby Spaniard bull rat out of this football club immediately. Take Tim Lewis, take Richard Garlick and Kronk, and if you don't invest nothing in this football club, you can sell this football club and give it to somebody that has the ambition to take us to the next level. Because all you have done this over the years, you have absolutely sit your asses in America, and you've been eating cheeseburgers, you've been walking around and all this stuff. So if the Conquest don't sack this manager, then they're the ones that have to go as well.
Yeah, facts, mate. Cheeseburger eating dickheads, mate. They just 100%, mate. Oh, but you're always a smile on my face.
Not all of them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like it's just frustrating, though, Macy, man. This is what I'm saying. The fact that you're saying about getting this manager out, but do you know what depresses me the most out of the whole entire thing? And I'll tell you for free, because it's good knowledge to have. This geezer ain't going anywhere for at least the next 2/3, maybe 3/4 of the fucking year.
1 year
minimum. Yeah, that's it.
That's the
minimum.
worrying
They're
thing,
not going to.
I'll give him till Christmas, mate.
Yeah,
I'll give him till
exactly.
Christmas.
So this is my head as an Arsenal fan and a paying season ticket. Fucking older, what a wanker, eh? So this is how I sort of feel. We're in March now, yeah. Well, he's not getting sacked this season. He just ain't. So that means he's guaranteed to be here until August, and they're going to give him his money, and then they're definitely at least going to give him 2 months, minimum 2, 3, 4 months.
Yeah.
They go. Do you know what I mean? Can you realistically see if Mikel Arteta gets, let's just say, to sort of November-ish, October-ish, and he's doing bad? Maybe that's when he'll get sacked. October, November-ish. If he's doing horrendous, by the way, yeah, that's like fucking 6, 7, 8 months away. So that means that from this point, realistically, and when I say realistically, for people that are a little bit delusional, and there probably ain't any delusional people in there because the panel have fucking got their head screwed on, and this world-class chat have got their head screwed on, that's just not going to... He is going to be here for 8 months. So just sit there and think yourself. Just listen to these words. We will have Mikel Arteta as manager of Arsenal Football Club for the next 6, 7, 8 months. That's fucking shit the life out of me, son.
Yeah, and that was the thing with Emery, because Emery was there for like 3 or 4 months until we sacked him and replaced him with Freddie Lundberg. And I feel kind of bad for I feel kind of bad for Freddie, you know, because Freddie is a legend of this football club, and we have threw him into the Lions, bro. And I feel bad for him, really, to be honest, because I didn't want Freddie to take charge of this football club, because if he does, then his legacy at Arsenal will be ruined. So I'm glad we took him out of the interim role. But now we're stuck with this Spanish novice, and the same thing should happen from October, November to December. If this manager if he has a bit of a sticky start next season, then that's the time we can start sacking him by October, November, or Christmas time, because that's the perfect strategy. Yeah.
Mate, do you know what? Let me jump in as well, because I have to jump in with this. AFC always big up as well. You put some belter comments in, and I haven't been able to read them out. So I do apologise to the chat. I've been trying to click on them. There's been loads I wanted to read out, but the structure and the way the chat's sort of flowing, sometimes it's hard to go back. It's never anything personal, just letting you know. But when I've got down to this, I have to let you know as well, people, because this is so relevant. And AFC, my son's 7, and we're at the same standards. Aaron, my 9-year-old son did his school sports day last year. He turned around to me and said, I'm not doing it to compete. I'm doing it to win. AFC's son at 9 years old, my son at 7 years old, already grasps the fucking concept 80% of the third biggest club in fucking England's fan base cannot. They've got a combined age of 16. Yet 16 million people.
How negative?
That concept.
How negative, Aaron, bro.
Please.
And anybody that goes against this manager, or the way he does things, or the whole board, these fans would turn around and say, this guy is negative, this guy's a hater. Did you see Thierry Henry when the Panama players scored the goal?
Yeah, I saw that.
Everybody ran because he's an icon. He's a pillar of the Premier League, at least. The Premier League. You cannot talk shit about someone like Thierry Henry. How could you turn on someone like that? Yes, if he says something, look, don't get me wrong. I'm straight up. If he says something that is wrong and against the club, I would turn around and be like, hey, listen, I don't like him no more. Like anybody that jumps on the Arsenal wagon right now, like we have a lot of them. Macy, you know most of them. Martin Keown, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Mark Keown, Ray Parlour, Ian Wright. Yeah, Ray Parlour.
And etc. And many more. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And now, for me, I don't like them no more. I do not like them no more. Anybody that goes against what we want to achieve as a fan base, we want trophies. We do not care about anything else apart from trophies. So big up to AFC for teaching his kid, and big up to you, Aaron, as well. We should teach our kids and drill in them the winning mentality. It needs to be in them.
Do you know what the worrying thing, Rashid, though, is just from these statistics alone, and they're slightly, maybe we've got 2 kids that are Arsenal fans, age 7 and 9, that have got mentality, and we've also probably in that 58,000 Emirates Stadium of Arsenal fans, they've probably maybe about 30,000 kids in their family, all brought up with spastic. Oh, it's all about participating. And there you go. Mine and FC's kids are going to be all right, but 30,000 are just absolutely reduced to just accepting the participation.
Just happy to be there. Just happy to be there.
What are we doing here?
And there's another
losers. No, you're a loser. You're a loser.
Yeah. I've just got to say this very quick. Like, I remember, like, when I was a kid, right? I used to play rugby, done a bit of sports and all that. For me, it was about having fun and enjoying myself on the pitch, because that's how I could express myself. I wasn't like highly social. I wasn't that talkative and all that. But on the pitch, I was a different person. Yeah. I remember my old man told me, yeah, he was like, you can have fun, but number one, the most important thing when you're on there, when you're out there, is to win. And he was right. There is no feeling like it. You can have all the fun you want, but if you don't win, it doesn't feel the same, bro. Now, for me, I would say do both, innit? Especially if you've got the tech, bruv. But the problem is in this country, it's especially, but you see it all around the West, but especially in this country, we all see it. We all live in England pretty much, yeah? Like, you see this everywhere, bruv. Parents, teachers, high officials and all of that. Losers, bruv. I don't care if they're on 6 figures, 7 figures, even in some cases 8 figures or even 9 figures, bruv. Losers, bruv. Losers. They're teaching their kids to fail and they're happy about it. And at times they probably want them to fail because they're so insecure, bruv. Not me.
And you know,
I'm telling my kids to win, bruv. At all costs,
and you know
pretty
what,
much.
Natstar? You know what, Natstar? If we actually went there and bought the right players and bought the right manager and we went in and we tried our best, I'll be like, you know what, we tried. The thing is that we didn't. We didn't. We saw the summer transfer. All of you were saying that was all right. That was a good transfer. No, it wasn't. It wasn't. You bought 2 players. Nobody can tell me. I don't know why I'm getting upset, but nobody can tell me that you wanted Moreno. Yeah, you wanted Moreno.
Yeah.
Nobody can tell
If
me
you
they wanted
did,
Moreno.
you're a massive. See you next Tuesday.
Nobody wanted him.
You have to cover.
Exactly.
You have to, as a football club, you
I
have.
knew Moreno would, because I remember Moreno used to play for Newcastle back in the day, and one Newcastle fan told me, he said to me, Macy, when Moreno was at Newcastle, he was never ever given a chance there. So he packed his bags and he went back to Spain to play for Sociedad, and he was their 3rd best player because Lee watches La Liga, and all the top gunners are saying, "Oh, but the Premier League is far better than La Liga."
No. The Premier League's too fast for a player like Moreno. We already knew that. But yeah, go on, Aaron. I know you want to play.
He was bang average anyway.
I can't play it because of the copyright thing. I wrote to Maguna Matata, but I have to bring it up because like it put a smile on my face when I see it because I mentioned this a couple of years ago to someone. Does anyone remember that after we won the double in 1998, the Arsenal Hot Stuff song, where they put the whole squad and it was what was it? Do you know? I can't remember what the original song is. Oh, boys, you can't believe you don't know it. Listen,
I can't remember it.
When we come off stream,
Was that just to refresh your memory? Was that a song in the Full Monty?
Yes.
Right. Hold up, wait a minute. Hold up. Let me go on Spotify.
I can't play it on copyright. But when we come off stream, unless you're so busy, if you're so busy, I'll get it up, Carl. Put the link in the thing. Chat. I'd love to be able to play it to you because
by
it's
Donna
a
Summer.
Belter.
It was by Donna Summer.
Yeah. Started at the seas and nothing stopped us. Yeah. Everything was going right. Well, if you know, you know. Yeah, I can't play it on here because of copyright reasons. But if you know, you fucking know, son.
Yeah.
I'm even wording for word it in my nut, man. Oi, Guna Matata, what a fucking shout, my brother, man. As soon as I read that comment, man, and you just put play hot stuff, I wish I could, mate. Like, what a belter.
Right, Aaron, Rasheen, Natster, I've just sent you the link to the Spotify where it's all been said, so you can have a listen to it yourself once you come off.
Yeah. And even like I said, even if it's on YouTube or whatever, we'll have a little go on when we finish. But Guna Matata, fucking legend. Just as you're on it, 10 men went to bed. He went to bed with Ashley. 10 men, 9 men, 8 men, 7 men, 6 men, 5 men, 4 men, 3 men, 2 men, 1 man, and his mobile phone went to bed with Ashley. You know that's what we doing here, man? Come on, Guna. You're throwing them all in tonight, son, or you'll get me riled because I've had a couple of cans of Stella. I know what you're doing. Well, yeah, we'll big up as well, man. And big up just while we're in world-class chat, again, put them subs in and drop a like into the stream and follow the boys and all. The links in the description, man. It does make it makes a massive difference. You know what I mean? This is why we do it, man. We're buzzing just to share a little bit of Arsenal content with you. Do you know what I mean? With the proper people, and that's exactly what you all are, man. 3 winners ago was talking about Rush, our fans. Yeah, they get so gassed so fucking easy. Vincenzo, sorry if I butchered your name, brother. You've been putting some smart comments in as well. Silence Dan, yeah, said he bought Arsenal that you don't buy a football club to win trophies. This is the problem that we have, my friend. He said that basically on day dot, man. Yeah, love you, brother. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, spend the cash. Yeah, AFC always. Yeah, Tech CV is putting out the cones for Pep, and he was good at it. I heard it got him the Arsenal job. These owners are a disgrace, a fucking disgrace. I'd add an adjective for allowing them to hire a novice as a manager. University of Arsenal, what they do is hire freshers and keeping on giving him a new contract for failure. Why on earth, my friend, would you have not given that contract offer at the end of this season? Either you wouldn't have offered it, you'd have sacked him and saved a fuckload of money, or you just wouldn't have offered him 15 million because he didn't deserve it.
I've got to say this, Aaron. Yeah, I've got to say this. Matty said this, and he said this multiple times. Yeah, failure is expensive, and as soon as he said that, I was like, he's bang on the money. He's spot on. He's absolutely spot on. Like, failure is not cheap, bro. When you lose, you think you're like doing the cheap and cheerful option, you know, the bargain bucket FC kind of shit. No, and even Josh has realised, that you can't do that no more. That's why he's brought. That is exactly why he's brought Berter in. Let's be real, guys. Right? Let's be real. Yeah. Freddie Ljungberg was more qualified than Mikel Arteta. If they gave him the job, like he wouldn't be. He was never my option. But I would rather him and what he did in that time, which was very limited. What was it, like a month or two or so? He wasn't there for that long. But he was coaching the youth at the time before he got the interim position. He was coaching, was it the under-15s or something like that? And you saw what he was doing with Martinelli, Saka, and Pepe. Martinelli was up front. You had, I think, Saka was on the left, and then Pepe was on the right. We battered West Ham 3-0, and it should have been more, as an example. And I say that because I remember watching that game live. You know, but what this manager does, no, do you know what, Martinelli, even though you're an out-and-out striker, you know, like a spicy Jermaine Defoe or some shit like that, I'm going to put you as a touchline winger, I'll put you as a touchline winger. Saka, you'll be on the right, and you're going to invert, and then you're going to track back as well. And I'll keep playing you and run you ragged until the wheels fall off, and that is exactly what has happened. Tear 3, hamstring. You know what I'm saying? Falling off the bone and then one's there. And it's an absolute disgrace. But if I say this shit, I'm toxic and negative to the point where these mutants have been messing with my Wi-Fi. That's why my camera, like I've got a good internet connection. Tonight it's gone haywire, bruv.
But bruv, did you hear about the Heathrow thing? Like the bit fire at Heathrow thing? Yeah, I'm sure they done it because I was part of that and all. My house went down with electric last night. I'm sure fucking Top Gooners have bombed Heathrow just to get my internet down.
I've still got electricity, thankfully, but they've been messing with my Wi-Fi. They've been personally. I feel personally attacked, bruv. Like what is going on? I've been on your stream before, Aaron. Obviously, yours, Rashid. I know you've had technical issues and all of that. I hear that. But what you've been seeing like tonight, I've never had that issue before, bruv. They are shitting themselves, bruv. They're like, no, we've had enough. We've got to try and shut him down. We've got to get him out of here. But here's the thing. I will find a way, bruv. Without struggle, there is no progress. Real progress. Best believe that. You are not going to kick me off that easily. The only ones that can kick me off are the host. So in this case, it would be Aaron. Those are the only ones that can kick me off. And big up, bro. Big up, bro. Much love to you and to the rest of the panel. Lawrence as well, my guy. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, we are here for a reason, yeah? You are not going to shut us down that easily.
And do you know what as well? Can I add on to that just quickly? It's one of the comments that AFC always made. And I wanted to try and get it in, but, you know, obviously the host, sometimes it's just difficult to get a comment in. But AFC always said, and he was like, "Fuck me," and I'm paraphrasing. He was like, "Fuck me, we've got a good community here, haven't we?" And do you know what? AFC always, my boy, we fucking have, mate. That we fucking have. Lawrence, I'm gonna jump you in, man. How you doing? A little bit late, but you know.
Yeah,
Late
just
it
been
is.
watching the England game. Fuck it.
What have you been
Was it-
fucking
I-
watching that boring shit for? We've been lit on this stream for the last 2 hours. What's going on?
With so many technical difficulties on my end and all of them
Well,
ones there, bro. Like,
Yeah.
Well, the one shining light is Lewis Skelly scored on his England debut.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what was the goal log? I don't think any of us.
Bellingham played the ball. Bellingham played the ball through to him, and he tucked it underneath the keeper.
Just a smart finish, yeah. Buzz him.
Yeah,
You
smart
take 'em.
finish.
The net report. That's all we can
And
fuck about, isn't it?
also, yeah, not only for Lewis Skelly to score in his debut, but also for Thomas Tuchel to make a winning start for England, because like this is the time now for England to start competing for trophies, because because do you remember when Southgate got sacked and every English pundit, including Gary Neville and Carragher, they all said, "Oh, but England should go and get another English manager, go and get Potter or Howe." I mean, I would take Potter or Howe at England, but what are they going to do? I mean, they are going to play good football, but they're just not good when it comes to trophies, when it comes to competing for trophies. So the time has come to go and get a manager who is not an English, but from another country. And that was the perfect choice for us to get Tuchel in, because Tuchel has won them all. He's won trophies at PSG. He's won trophies at Chelsea. He's won trophies at Bayern Munich. So Tuchel, for me, a world-class manager in my own mind. And hopefully by next year's World Cup, we could win that trophy if he does not do the same foolishness that Southgate did.
He's a very he's a very shrewd manager. Very, very good tournament manager. Is all I'll say to that is when it comes to a tournament, he does usually ends up going to win it and so on. What I liked about Tuchel though was the interview he had on ITV prior to the game a couple of days ago. He literally called out Southgate. He literally called out the bullshit that was going on and what was wrong, and he had a list of what was wrong with this team. And they gave him his reasons why. And when he said, "How can you help?" he said, "They need to win. They need to have that mentality side of having to win." And I'm like, thank fuck for that. We actually now have a manager in the place now that has been screaming what we have been saying for probably since Terry Venables.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. But the only issue I have with Thomas Tuchel at the moment,
German,
because we know he has to deliver. And he wants to deliver. Okay, he set the precedent. You know, his intentions.
I was going to sing a song and then I remembered I can't.
Yeah. No problem, mate. No problem. But my issue with Tommy Tukes, is when he brought in Jordan Henderson and Carl Walker. Like, I know you need to have experience to win major tournaments. I'm not saying that. You guys all here, we know you need a good blend of youth and experience, right? I hear that. But when they are finished, when they are dusted, when they are done at it, and you can add Pickford to that list as well. I know we don't have an array of goalkeepers like we did in the past. You know, Joe Hart, I know he wasn't anything special, but he's better than all the keepers that we have at the moment. And then obviously before that, we had David Seaman. And then even before that, you know, Peter Shilton, of course. But there is talent. We've got talent. England has talent that could fill those positions in that centre mid and at centre back / right back. So at centre mid, for example, instead of bringing a Jordan Henderson, why don't we get an Angel Gomez? Why don't we bring him in? Why don't we bring in an Eberiche Eze? I know they're not the same type of player as a Jordan Henderson, but they offer so much more. They're wicked on the ball. They could do a job defensively as well. They're younger, so they're fresh, and they'll have enough in the tank to do the 90 minutes or whatever. But because they're so good on the ball, I don't like. My thing is, if you're a workhorse, that's fine, But at a certain level, you're going to get found out if you don't have the tech. Like, you could run for 3 hours, but if you ain't that good, you're not going to win anything. Tell me I'm lying, innit? Tell me I'm lying. Whereas if you've got players with mad tech or even good tech, we have the ball. We don't need to do that much running. Do you know what I'm saying? It's simple mathematics, simple equations, bro. 1 + 1 = 2. If we have most of the ball and we're clinical enough, our players won't get as tired as much. Rather than you have the Hendos, you have the fucking Calvin Phillips that are absolute scrubs. Oh, but he does a job, mate. He does a job. He works his nuts off. Pause. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, he puts in the hard yards, the hard graft. You know, all of these fish and chip merchants, bruv. Like, I'm sick of that shit. When are we start going to recognise the ballers? Look at Brazil. Brazil have always had ballers. They always will have ballers, but they're in the worst phase of their history because a lot of their team is full of scrubs. If you like, minus Neymar, like it's not looking good, bruv. It's really not looking good. But we have the quality. We've shown we can get to the final with an absolute loser, waistcoat merchant in the dugout, yeah. But with this manager, as long as he picks those ballers, and he's just like, unless he finds a way to just like weed out the crap, and he can see what works, what doesn't, and he sticks to it, you know, and he can back up what he said in his interview with ITV, like Carl was saying, then I'm all for it. But he has to deliver. Key words, he has to deliver.
His contract's only 18 months.
There you go. Exactly.
Just quickly, just before we carry on, the man on the top right-hand corner, my brother Rashid, he's got a bounce. Listen, man, thank you very, very, very much, as always, for giving me time. And it's the same for everyone. But thank you, my brother, for giving me any second that you've got, man. You know, it's always appreciated because it's always facts. That's why people get invited on my channel, like fucking you, just dealing facts. Not fucking nonsense. I don't want to hear nonsense. I just want to hear facts, and that's why you're here spitting them left, right, and fucking centre, my friend. Thank you very much, man. I know what you've got coming out, but people might not know what you've got coming out. Shout your channel out and what you got coming up, brother.
Hey, listen, it was an elite show. Thanks for having me on. It's always a pleasure, by the way. It's always a pleasure. Big up to you, Carl, Natstar, Macy, Lawrence, and Normski. Big up to every one of you. I'm gonna do a show on Wednesday for anyone that didn't tune in. We talked about how the team that Arsenal inherited, well, Arteta inherited, and with the team that Arteta has now. So we're comparing the two teams, and we're seeing what's the difference really. Where is the progress? And that's basically what we're going to be talking about. It's going to be an elite show. We're halfway through. We're already done the keepers and the defenders. Now we're going to jump onto the midfielders and the attackers. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be lit. Oh, trust me. But yeah, I'm going to hopefully on Wednesday, 8 p.m. come check us out. And yeah, big up to the chat as always. Everybody out. And the set piece coach as well.
Big up, Rashid.
And yeah, just couple people on what Rashid just said. I was part of a couple of people here were a part of Rashid's first show, and it was an absolute belter. And trust me, in this latter part of the stage, you ain't going to be wanting to miss it. Wednesday, 8 o'clock, you will find us there wrapping up that segment of that show. Don't be a mug and miss it, man. Come on, we're the community, man. Like this is what we got to be doing for this community. Big up as well. Just quickly, I've got to do it to my mate Craig. He's on the screen already. He's one of my best friends. Big up Ronnie, one of your boys, and big up Connor as well, man. And big up the missus. You know we love a bit of shove. And Craig as well. Thanks for always watching. Yeah, and I just wanted to quickly nip on it. Free transfers. Yeah, listen, there's one that I'd take in a fucking heartbeat, and it would be my second choice striker because we need 2 strikers. We haven't got 1 striker at the club at the minute. I'd be getting that Jonathan David. I would absolutely nab him. And if it don't work out, guess what? You sell him for a fucking profit next summer. But Arsenal don't work like that. It's just too easy. innit? But yeah, listen, Craig, big up, my friend. Absolute legend. I'll just read a couple more chats out, and Normski, I will get you in, brother. Thank you very much.
I'm back.
He's back. That's Wiley. Call him Normski. He's back. He's back. Mems, big up, man. Yeah, there's no point watching England anymore. That's why I ain't fucking watching it, brother. Yeah. I think the fans have given up, hoping for a trophy, waiting 4 years for England to win something. And yeah, England have always failed under foreign managers. I mean, it's just sort of one of them things. He's a better manager than Southgate, so you sort of hope he gets the luck of the draw that Southgate got, really. Do you know what I mean? Because let's face it, Southgate got the luck of the draw on both of them competitions. He done well in. Do you know what I mean? But good in Matata well as well, brother. Big up Summer. And get an army from the free window, Top Gooners, Sam. We getting, yeah, listen, man, yeah, fuck the Top Gooners, bruv. We know it. Liam, you've been talking sick in the chat as always, bruv. The people who moan about Tuchel, oh yeah, I love this, man. Yeah. It's funny, isn't it, when you break it down like this? Yeah, the people who moan about Tuchel are the ones that who drink German beer, drive German cars, and wear Adidas trainers. It's funny. I get the point you're making, man. It is funny. And do you know what? I don't care, man. As long as I can absolutely celebrate and then wake up, God knows where in the morning, hungover, hoping I've still got friends and the missus. That's what I want, mate. That's all I want from that England outcome. If we win a trophy, I don't care the state I'm in the next.
If we win the World Cup, the whole country's in lockdown.
If we win the fucking World Cup, I'm going to go missing for about a week, man. And I've prepped my missus already. I'm just like, don't ring the police for about fucking, for about 8, 9, 10 days.
We're going raving, guys. We're going raving. We win the World Cup. We're raving. To the break of dawn, yo.
I'll be good. Don't worry. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, no, we'll take a couple more for the chat and then we'll carry on. Yeah, Liam. Yeah, double standards. Yeah, totally double agree with you, brother. Yeah, what's he saying? A bit of Gordon Banks here, a bit of old school. Yeah, Gordon Banks is England's all-time best goalkeeper. Very 100%. hard to argue with that bit of history, brother. History just needs Peter Shilton. This is what we're saying. Yeah, but even David Seaman. Do you know what I mean? More recently, do you know what I mean? They were fantastic players. But one of them's got a World Cup trophy to their name. Yeah, as age 26. I'm going to get you in 2 seconds. 2 seconds, Norms. Just give us 2 seconds. Great podcast. Oh, that's what we're trying to do. You know what I mean? I've been trying to work it into an okay podcast. Some people might watch to a good podcast, and hopefully it'll be a brilliant podcast that everyone loves because I've got fantastic guests like these on, and I've got fantastic guests on like Norm's on, man. I don't know if you've been listening or
I haven't. So you'll have to get me up to date, man. So I was away on another meeting, so you'll have to kind of
What was the last thing that was on about? Because I was dealing with the chat. Do you know what I mean? I actually sort of I can't remember if I'm on a bit unprofessional. I've had a couple of.
I think it was more like England. It was more like England, with Tommy Tukes. Like, can he deliver? Yeah. He said he was going to deliver. He said we needs to win. He's on an 18-month contract. Can he get it over the line? And he knows he has to get it over the line. Everything's there, But if he doesn't pick the right squad. I mean, 4 keepers as well. I mean, it's not looking good at the moment. But here's the only thing, and I'll leave with this, right? If he doesn't pick, like, for example, 4 goalkeepers, he picks 3 by the time we get to the World Cup. If he doesn't pick Jordan Henderson and Kyle Walker because he's given them their last opportunity around this time and it's not working and he realises that and accepts that, and then he brings in the Angel Gomez's, the Eze's, the Ollie Watkins, I think he's in there anyway. But
by the time Cole Walker gets to the fucking cup, it's going to be Cole Crawler, mate. He's fucking ancient. Do you know what I mean?
Bruv. Yeah. No, bruv. That guy is dusted on and off the pitch, bruv. On and off the pitch, bruv. Like he's having a mare, bruv. Yeah.
Sorry to cut you. It just came to my head. It just came to my head, and I had to burst the joke out. Norms, what's your deal in England, man? I don't know if you've been watching the game.
No, I haven't. Well done to Skelly, first of all.
Yeah, buzzing, man.
Getting his debut goal. Great. Just going back to what Nesta said about Tuchel having only 18 months to make us great again. You know what I mean? The last time was
Bit of
1966.
Trump and that.
You know,
make this England team great again. We're gonna build a wall.
Yeah. I mean, like, listen, as I said, I think it was on Rashi's stream. I was a bit concerned, even on my stream, about who he had sort of brought into the side. You know, overlooking Gibbs White, brilliant midfielder for Nottingham Forest, but he decided that he's going to bring in Jordan Henderson, Carl Walker. I thought the mans were finished. You know what I'm saying? Can he do it? Who knows? I mean, bro. I mean, there are a lot of good teams out there. I mean, I don't know what system he played tonight. If he played 3 at the back, or did he just go with a standard 4-3-3? I'm not even too sure what his setup is. I know he likes to play with 3 at the back. Obviously, if Harry Kane gets his goal tonight as well. Just looking on One Football, he's going to stick with him. Can he get us over the line? I don't know, mate. To be honest, you know what I mean. We've been waiting a long time. You know, we was. I know it sounds crazy. We were so close under Northgate. I like to call him Northgate. But listen, it didn't happen. It didn't happen. And so we just keep waiting. It's a bit like supporting Arsenal, especially when it comes to Arteta. You know what I mean? Can he get us over the line? And you know what I mean? We will just find all. I suppose the difference is that, you know what I mean, everybody's kind of like, you know, if they don't like the manager, I mean, everybody's joining it. Nobody didn't really like Northgate because they felt that he was too defensive, too pragmatic and whatnot. But it wasn't that call of, well, who else can you get in? It's just a kind of case of, well, if the FA is going to act, go and get in a decent manager. Whereas with Arsenal now, you're fighting against the fans. You know what I mean? Because you've got the Arteta ins and all of that, and every excuse under the sun why this guy cannot get us over the line, and that's the frustrating thing for me. So, yeah, but you know what I mean. You know, when it comes to the internationals, especially like now, do you know what I mean? Yeah, it's I don't really tend to watch a lot of it. Do you know what I mean? I only tend to sort of start watching it when it gets to like the knockout stages, when everybody makes it to the finals. You know, wherever country they're going to have it. So that's when my interest picks up. But other than that, it's the group stage. Look, they're in Group K. They're Latvia, Albania. You know, England are going to walk that. You know,
it's like watching women's football, isn't it? With no disrespect.
Yeah.
It just is, isn't it? Like,
Yeah,
do you know, just the women's football's on the way up. That's all well and good. But when we're just talking about the level of interest, just solely just have that level of interest. It's just like, oh, well, we're gonna get through. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I'm a busy man, and listen, everyone on the panel, as everyone in the chat is, we're a busy man. Well, when it comes to England qualifiers, I've got so much better to do with 2 hours. Do you know what I mean? That I mean, I'm in my bedroom. I can think of a couple of things I could do with 2 hours. That is better. Oh well, I could do one thing and then have 1 hour and 59 minutes spare. To be fair, but you know, we know where we're going. Yeah. No, well, listen, Tony Walcott, my G brother, big up, man. Ben as well, man. He's putting some more nonsense there. Walker and Henderson, going to be pivotal. What? Well, mate, I don't know if they can pivot anymore. They're about fucking 30, 40, 50, aren't they? Jesus Christ. Well, I mean, look, they might bring some bit of experience. You know, you never know. Man's big up. Yeah, I'm going to get knocked out. Listen, they'll get knocked out as soon as they face half decent team.
Yeah.
Or a team in form. That might not even be half decent side.
Germany and Spain will knock us out for sure. France is kind of 50-50.
Yeah.
But, you know, like Spain for sure. We saw the final last year. And Germany are on the up now as well. I mean, they got Musiala and they got Florian Wirtz. Now, very quickly, Wirtz is everything that these Arteta sexuals think that Wodegaard is, bruv.
Listen,
Wirtz is on another fucking planet, bruv. What this guy does is so simple, but it's so precise. It's a joy to watch. And all we're asking for Odegaard is to do something along the lines of that. Just be more direct, be more clinical, pass when you need to pass, shoot when you need to shoot. But you can't do that. One season with 15 goals in the Premier League, probably close to 20 in all comps, and that's it. And that's it.
Chat, there's 75 of you in the building. We've got a few on the panel here. When was the last time you see Martin Odegaard dribble past a player? Can anyone? We've got 80 possible options if anyone's got access to either verbal or keyboard. When was the last time we see Odegaard dribble past someone? The geezer is shit. He's useless. He's nowhere near good enough for this. Do you know what? If we had him as a squad rotational player, I'd go, yeah, do you know what? I can totally accept that. But then we've got him on 240k a week. 240k a week for Odegaard. We could do so much better than that. We thought we weren't going to do much better than that when he actually put the numbers in 2 years ago. But guess what, chat? That was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
No, you don't win titles on what you done barely yesterday, let alone 2 years ago. Do you know what I mean? My kid, one of my kids are still shitting on the fucking nappies and that 2 years ago. Now, thank God they're not. Things change in 2 years. But unfortunately, Odegaard's output hasn't. It's just not been good enough, especially in that midfield, in them vital areas. We thought Arsenal, we created a spine, and it's gone back to Arsenal. We thought we created a spine, and to a certain degree, we've got a spine. Raya ain't too bad. We could do better, but we could do worse. I think that's fair to say. And then you got two fantastic centre backs. Yeah, that's absolutely inarguable. They're good. And then you got this little weird Declan Rice and Thomas Partey conundrum. Why is there a conundrum? Because you bought Declan Rice to be a number 6 because that's where he plays, but you got Thomas Partey there. But Thomas Partey was injured all of last season. That's why Declan Rice was playing his position last season as number 6. That's why he was getting man of the match after man of the match after man of the match performances. Why was he doing that? I'll say it again, because he was playing in his fucking position, people. So what we've done now, Mikel Arteta will absolutely refuse to change from a 4-3-3 because he's so narcissistic and stubborn and set in his ways at the detriment of Arsenal Football Club, and only at the pro for him personally, by the way. He's doing this at the detriment of the football club. I have to say it again. Third time, lucky. At the detriment of Arsenal Football Club, he will not change it. You can play Thomas Partey and you can play Declan Rice in a 4-2-3-1, and they will thrive in that pivot. And there you go. Why are you playing? Why are you paying over the odds for Declan Rice? I'm glad we've got him. I'm double glad we've got him. But why are you paying over the odds for a player to fucking play him out of position? Because I say this time and time again, because I was a centre-back. No great level, by the way, people. But do you know what I mean? I played it for 10, 15 years. You are defensive-minded. If you go from a centre-back to a central defensive midfielder like Declan Rice has, I can tell you for a fact he will always be defensive-minded. If you are a central attacking midfielder or a little bit forward or whatever, you fancy yourself as a bit of a Firmino, and then you reduce it back, you'll always be an attacking-minded central midfielder. Declan Rice is a defensive-minded midfielder. Why on earth do we want him a left attacking 8? Can someone just explain that to me? Now Thomas Partey's fit. Now he's just been thrown over to the side. It's poor management. Why is it poor management? Because the manager's fucking poor. It's not hard to decipher that all of these problems. Look at the last signings that this geezer's made. Declan Rice, 105 million, plays him out of position. Urian Timber, when he actually first signed, played him out of position, injured him for a year. Shall we continue? All right, what about this year? Calafiori signed him, centre back, play him left back, constantly injured as well, by the way. What great signing that was. Mourinho. Oh, now you're playing him as a fucking striker. When was the last player we signed in a position that we actually played in their fucking position?
Gabriel Magalhaes.
That's fucking 3-4 years ago. And Arsenal fans, and the majority of Arsenal fans, people, and this is why we say it, we're scratching our nuts. Well, we ain't. He was scratching nuts thinking, why aren't we doing well? Like, we've signed all these players that are playing all that position. How come they can't play in their positions? Why are we not winning games? Because you're fucking muddling everything up. Why have we got Thomas Partey? I know there was injuries, but why have we constantly had Thomas Partey playing at right back? Why can't this manager learn? Why can this manager not learn that after playing Thomas Partey twice or thrice at right back, we never fucking win games? And there's a stat, I don't even know exactly what it is. Lee, Potsy and all of that sort of add it up. Like, there's been like 7 or 8 games this season or something like that. It's not 100%, but it's close. And we've won one of them at Thomas Partey at right back. But this geezer just like, fuck it, we'll just keep playing him at right back. What are we doing here? This is a manager that is clueless. He don't know how to set up a team. He don't know how to buy players for their fucking own position, people. It's worrying. It's very worrying. Why do you think we've got no subs to come on? Because we sold Emile Smith-Rowe, who I thought, do you know what? I wanted him to stay, but you can understand. Nelson, gone. Eddie Nketiah, we all wanted gone. And then, of course, you had Fabio Vieira. 4 attacking players. He signed a fucking central defensive midfielder and a left back. And we wonder why all our forward players are injured. Just swallow that little segment in there yourselves, people. We sold 4 attacking players from the season before, didn't sign any attacking players, and now all our attacking players are fucking injured. Why? Because they're overplayed. And they've all got the same fucking injury that occurs when you get overplayed. I mean, if I have to break it down for anyone anymore, then, I mean, maybe the information ain't really going in too well. But boys, help me out here, because
look, you're spot on, Rob. You're spot on. At the end, look, we know this manager is a novice. We know he's clueless. We know that he only knows how to play the system one way. But the whole point of when you get your coaching badges, you know, surely even when you were being taught in the classroom, you know, when you're doing your seminars and that, you know, surely they would have teach you different ways of how to coach, how to address the players, statistic moves, formations, different tactics, how to, you know, do you press, do you full press? Surely you would get taught that whilst you were getting your coaching badges. This is why I always say when managers start off, you don't see them go straight to the top. You never see that. You always see that. Looks like Lawrence has fallen asleep there.
He's risen. He has risen.
He's watching some Arteta games.
I didn't realise I was that
sorry,
boring.
Lawrence.
I'm putting a fucking bed, son.
No, it's just
fucking
watching
dead. He's had enough.
England performance. I was just watching that shit England performance.
You've done an Undertaker, Lawrence. You've done an Undertaker, bruv. Like, you just rose from the dead, mate. Like, out of the coffin.
I got the sound effect on my
Like
laptop
Michael
as
Myers,
well.
isn't it? You know what I mean? Just sitting straight up. Like, oh, what's going on?
Oh, God.
I'm sorry I put you to sleep.
Oh, dear.
That's all right.
I mean, I won't take it personally or nothing. For fuck's sake.
I'm just getting old. That's all.
This is what England and Arsenal does. This is exactly what it does.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I haven't watched it, bro. I
haven't watched the England game either. Like, it's fucking bad. And yeah, what you were saying, Cole, yeah, it's spot on. Like, no novice gets to the top unless there's some serious foul play. Guanin. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, best believe that. Like, you look at what Xavi Alonso did, right? He was coaching Real Sociedad, like B team or some shit like that. Even Pep, third tier of Spanish football. Then he got the Leverkusen job to prove himself. Now he's in a position where Real Madrid sack Ancelotti, for example, he can go to Real Madrid because the vacancy is open. When is Arteta ever going to be offered a job on that level? A Real Madrid, a Barcelona, especially, a Bayern Munich. Not even Juve would take him. Not even Juve. And Juve have been poor. Napoli wouldn't take him. PSG won't take him. And Arteta used to play for PSG, as I'm sure you guys know as well. So it's plain and simple to see, guys, that this manager, to his own detriment, and obviously to the detriment of us, the fans, and the football club as a whole, is taking us backwards. And he's taking his own career backwards. What career he thinks he has, which is why I said before, he will end up on Sky Sports and Talk Sport in the next few years, because he's not going to get another top job. The only jobs that will be offered to him are mid-table, maybe championship, you know, trying to get back up into the Prem. And that's about it. And his narcissism, his arrogance, his incompetence, his delusion will tell him, no, I'm better than this. But you're not, mate. And that £15 million a year, it changes people. Look what it did for Wenger. Now Wenger's gone. you see how he is now. Like, it's almost like he's a completely revitalized new man. He looks a little bit younger. He was aging horribly, like towards the latter stage when he was at Arsenal.
He looks about 35 now. He's left Arsenal, doesn't he?
Yeah, he looks so much better. His head is a lot clearer, and you see the jabs that he takes at Mikel Arteta in it, similar to TT. Yeah, he knows, bruv. And this is what happens when it comes to having self-awareness, and more importantly, in this case, self-reflection. Arteta doesn't have self-reflection, and even when he leaves the job, he won't even do what a Wenger did. And he definitely won't get a job at FIFA. That's for damn sure. And if he does, that's on some what's his face, Sepp Blatter kind of level of corruption, level of bullshit. Do you know what I mean? So the writing's on the wall for Legahead. I've been saying it. You know, he can't escape it. And a lot of these fans, especially Igal, for example, Igal is on the fence. He just doesn't want to join us yet because, you know, he's holding on to that slight chance of hope that he can turn it around, like Wenger.
Yeah.
But again, once that Kool-Aid settles in, he'll see him for exactly what he is, spicy Jim Jones and all of that, with that fucking ridiculous toupee and all of that, and then he will realise that it's done, mate. It's over. It's over. The damage has been done. Like, the club is destroyed, and the only way to get it back is for the fans to raise the standards, because we know the ownership is not going to do it. They're not going to do it. It's up to us. And that is why we are here, ladies and gentlemen. Point blank period.
Yeah. Facts. Before someone else jumps in, I've got to address Nathan, and it will obviously be politely because you're raising a point. I just want to try and debunk some of them. You're talking about Odegaard here. Players blow hot and cold. Okay, cool. But he's our captain. How many times did Patrick Vieira and Tony Adams blow cold in 3 decades? How many times has Odegaard been subbed off in 2 years? Probably about 5 times more than the 3 decades. That's football. Look at Foden. Don't care about Foden. But with regards to Odegaard, he's been out for a couple of months and he's played 19 games since he's been out injured, by the way, my friend, because we're coming with stats. And he hasn't got to levels of last year or the year before. He plays best with Saka. But guess what? What about this then? Okay, so I've heard this before. Yep, we hear the whinge always got his best mate out. Okay, let's go back to 2002, the last time. Well, it's not the last time, but when Arsenal won the Premier League at Old Trafford, we had Patrick Vieira out. We had Robert Pires out. We had Dennis Bergkamp and Thierry Henry. Do you reckon Freddie Ljungberg cried about not having any of his mates there? No, they didn't, because whilst he was on an absolute run of form, he shot Fabian Barthez, saved it, he parried it, and will too. Canu jump over your head? Do you reckon he cried about not having one of his mates out when he had 4 of his mates out? Why is that? Because we were a proper team. Nathan, I'm not coming at you with digs or anything like that. You're just making a point, and I'm just honestly debunking them. Like, there's no, I'm not trying to be a mug or anything like that. You just need to be realizing that there's some sense really to be made out of everything that you're saying there, bruv. And the reason why I started this channel and have this fantastic panel on is to try and change people like yours minds. Because if that's how you think, you're not far gone. You just need resetting, bruv. And I'll do it for you. We'll do it for you. This is what the channel's is for. Take the fucking red pill. Stop gobbling them fucking blue pills and being plugged in, bruv, honestly, because you'll just be sleeping for the rest of your life, geezer. We got him off price. We got him off price. You've got some bad. That's what I'm saying. Come on. Wake up. Knock, knock, Neo. The Matrix has you, mate. Come on. Wake up. Alden, how you doing? I think Rice is better off at centre-back. I mean, do you know what as well? It's funny you should say that. We had that sort of where we could have played, I think, who was it, a right-back, and could have solved our issues with playing Rice at centre-back. But Mikel Arteta hasn't got the managerial intelligence to know that Rice spent most of his fucking youth years at centre-back.
If you was to do that, you could have easily played a back 3. Gabriel left, Rice in middle, Saliba on right.
It's not
That's
hard, is it?
It's not.
But Mikel Arteta, because it's not 4-3-3.
Yeah, you know who Arteta looks like. Arteta looks
sorry,
like
guys. You know the year when we really was playing that exciting football. Did we play? We played. I think Aaron, you said it. Did we play with a double pivot?
Of course we did.
In the 22-23 season.
Yes, we did.
4-2-3-1.
Yeah.
So why is he? I know. I just said he wants more. But why has he gone away from that? I just don't. And he's literally why? See what I mean?
Because unlike Jurgen Klopp, when he failed against Manchester City, for a couple of years, Klopp didn't go, do you know what? It didn't work for me. I'm going to fucking rip the old sheet up and I'm just going to start something new. Klopp went, do you know what? I'm onto a bit of a winner here, but what I'm going to do is sprinkle a bit of Alisson.
Thank
I'm
you.
going to sprinkle a little bit of Virgil van Dijk.
Yeah.
And, maybe the odd little squad players here or ever, and then I'll win everything, son.
Yeah.
What did we do? Nah, it ain't working. We'll just throw it all in the bin. We're ripping teams to shreds for 3/4 of the season. And he binned the whole fucking thing because he bottled it.
Yeah.
And do you know what annoys me about that? We bottled it because Saliba got injured. Have we signed another right-sided centre-back since?
Nope.
No, so the manager doesn't learn his lesson then either, does he? But you all still want him, didn't you?
But don't worry, guys, because Holding went to Man City and scored that goal, so we can hold that through.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a consolation goal,
Yeah, Aaron, I've written a song about Arteta. It goes, stick Leandro in your pocket and fetch Marino out the van. Because if you want attackers, then you don't ask Mikel. George Graham is your man. Because where it all comes from is a mystery. It's like replacing Gabby Jesus for Raheem. But here's the one that's driving me berserk. How is Arteta still in work? No. No. All together. No.
Sick. Was that song's debut? Oh, that was sick, man. Yeah, that was funny.
That's excellent.
You funny fucker. That was hilarious. That's what
Nathan, you're fucking embarrassing.
Nathan said it's embarrassing, but listen, I'm sure when Nathan goes to games, he sings. I'm sure he sings songs, isn't it? We all sing songs.
Nathan, listen, bruv. Let me just add to it, and this is why. I'll adultly, and no, that ain't a word. I'll dissect again this embarrassing thing that you're saying. Yeah, listen, I actually was decent enough to debunk your theories politely, factually, and very friendly. And this is what you do back. Maybe the issue isn't me, son. Maybe you need to grow up and have a little look in the mirror, my son, because I'm not embarrassing. I just politely debunked your argument. Is all.
The problem.
Debunk shit.
It's coming for you now.
The problem with Nathan.
You're good, my friend. I'm not going to make my show.
Invite Nathan on.
This point. That's all
invite
cool,
Nathan on. He's got the link, hasn't he?
Yeah. Do you want me to send you the link and you can tell us all? This is the call-in show, Nathan. Why don't you tell us all? There's space on the panel. Now that you've had your Weetabix this morning, you've got your fucking big boy pants on. Why don't you click on the link that's in my chat? Why don't you come over at Aaron Talks Arsenal and then click on that link? Look, I'll put it in there. I'll re-put it in there. Because you've had your Weetabix, haven't you? Right. So what
the
I'll
problem
do
with Nathan.
It's nice and easy.
The problem with Nathan. The
All you got
problem
to
with
do,
Nathan.
is just click on that, and we'll see what kind of bollocks you've got.
The problem with Nathan.
That, fuck off.
The problem with Nathan.
Sorry, Lawrence. If you do click on that link, this panel will absolutely be 150% polite to you. We'll just listen to what you've got to say. If you change our minds, buzz in. But if you don't click on that link, Nathan, you've outed yourself. You're pathetic. Piss off if you don't. Do you know what I mean? There you go. Now the rest of the 72 people watching know you're a cowardly little cunt. So it's just your choice, isn't it, mate?
The problem with Nathan.
There we go. Just the link's there, Nathan. Do you know what I mean? You've got Charlie Big Bollocks. Just click on it.
The problem with Nathan and all these deluded pricks in our fan base is they're stuck in 2004 and they're wearing Arteta tinted specs And when you confront them with what you just said, Aaron, they will avoid answering the question. They'll hide underneath the sand. That's why I call them ostriches, because they cannot come up with an answer. They're deluded. They think the club was formed in 2019, when we all know that this club is 140 years old next year. Okay, and it's about time these people realize this, and let's start living in the real world and not in this fantasy world.
You know what, guys? You know, in the famous words of Lee Gunner, if you don't like it, then sling your hook. Right? You don't have to actually be in this chat. Yeah, if you don't like it, don't click on it then. Do you know what I mean? Because obviously you're here, and you don't like it, then you're free to go. It is what it is.
Yeah. No, listen, mate.
He's saying.
Whoa, hang on. Donny's living online. Do you know who the fuck you are actually dealing with here? There are two people on this panel here that are actually fucking season ticket holders, you fucking cunt. Sorry, Aaron.
Oh, dude. No, yeah, you're all good, man. No, you're all good. Now listen. No, but just I'll tell
you see people like that. You should.
Panel.
Yeah. You can't let these people like.
We're set. But come on next week, bruv.
Yeah. Bye, Nathan. Bye, Nathan.
No, that weren't Nathan. Then that was Arteta's like Bob. He's all right, but it's fixed panel now, bro.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That weren't him there. No, that weren't him there. Nathan still ain't got the bollocks, so.
He's saying, come away, see proper supporters.
Hands and clap and talk. What are you here then? Like, so, what, do you realise how moronic that sentence is? Like, and for people that don't know, this is what Arsenal fans like us deal with. Like, this is the level of absolute spastic that we have to deal with. Does your carer know you've got the laptop past 10 o'clock? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, what's going on here? Like, what are we doing here? Like, we're a bunch of idiots about nut bollocks. Listen, mate, there's an X button in the top right-hand corner. I ain't got no digital gun to your nut, my friend. You can click it whenever you want. And I hope you click it. I absolutely hope you click it. Please click the X. Piss off. What a fucking helmet. What can we do? Tony Woodcock. This is what we're dealing with, innit? Do you know what I mean? This is what we're dealing with. God knows what Lee has to deal with. Jesus Christ, he has thousands watching. Fucking come away, support. Whatever. Yeah, we ain't gonna make the rest of it about him now. Absolute melt. He's showing
I think, his point. I think
bollocks. Yeah, Nathan. Do you know what I mean? Like, we might even have a couple of people watching. They know you're fucking cowards as well. Me, how you doing, brother? There's too many wannabe Arsenal fans out there. Don't have any knowledge. So many of them relevant to this moment. Yeah, Arsenal Football Club. Yep, they were there for sure because of Henry or Saka. They don't go to match games. You know what I mean? Yeah, but there are also as well some people that aren't able to go to match games that do. Do you know what I mean? They try and get their knowledge in and all of that and this. Just some people like certain people. Do you know what I mean? They just ain't. Do you know what I mean? They'll just follow like a sheep. They'll follow the narrative of what everyone's sort of saying. Just remember, people, have your own brain. Think for yourself, man. Innit? Do you know what I mean? Just think for yourself. You've got your own brain. You don't have to follow Robbie Lyle. You don't have to follow Robbie Lyle. Remember, there is no spoon, yeah? If you know, you know.
Yeah,
AFC Vigilante. Why did... yeah, I know. Yeah, I thought the next couple of questions would also be about Gafen. Why did this Arteta sexual click on this stream? I don't know. Maybe he just likes being punished. Do you know what I mean? Maybe he's just, I won't go any further.
I call Arteta sexual.
Cole, go in. Jump in.
Go on. I call Arteta sexuals Frodos because they always look like they've had their ring destroyed. Anyway, I don't know.
You know who Arteta looks like?
Yeah. My mate, just like Sonic collecting rings.
Yes.
You know who Arteta looks like? For me, I think he looks like the Spanish Johnny English. And all these Arteta sexuals, all they do, they just like dance with him, and he does like this type of dance, like on stage. Like he looks like the Spanish Johnny English.
Yeah.
He he reminds me of Captain Black from Captain Scarlet and the Mysterons. I mean, if you look at that puppet, it's a dead ringer for him.
Oh, I'm gonna have to look this up now because I watched that. When I
Yeah,
was
it does. It does. Honestly, I remember doing a stream years ago, and somebody put it in my chat.
100%.
Put it in there. You'll see. Yeah, put it in there.
Could be separated by birth.
Yeah, jump it in.
We are dealing with forces that we don't understand, bruv. That is Lego head in a nutshell.
We don't want to understand it either. We don't want our normal brains penetrated by dribbly mong syndrome. Do you know what I mean?
There you go.
I've already lost IQ just with Nathan's click onto the fucking show. Like, I'm sure I've forgotten something important.
Oh, they get off the humiliation, bruv. They get off the humiliation.
Turn
it off and live your life.
Well done, Lawrence. Well done. Look at that.
Someone needs to put that on the thumbnail, bruv. Get Arteta, replace it with
that
him.
That needs to go on the thumbnail.
That needs to go on the thumbnail.
100%. I'll try and send.
Yeah, Aaron, you need to be on that.
Hilarious. That is fucking spot on, mate. That is.
I remember when somebody put it in my chat a couple of years ago, and I remember Captain Black growing up as a kid, and I said, "My God, he's absolutely right." Absolutely right.
I will do this. AFC Vigilante, pick up as well for being it, man. I'm look up the channel called Dangerous AI or Owl, is it? I'm not the best with that. Dangerous Cooks every Arteta press conference. Yeah, and so he should, man. Do you know what I mean? Every press conference he does is cookable, because it needs to be deciphered by, the finest minds in the world, really, to actually decipher what he's saying. Or you just come to the conclusion, like us, he just talks shit and don't know what he's talking about because he's winged it for 5 years. Awful TV show, brother. Big up, man. We'll do something very, very, very soon, my brother. Big up, man. Thank you very much for your watch. Peppermint, how you doing, man? Yeah, well, Macy, he's the man. He is our Macy, mate. He's our leader.
The reason I carry this fly catcher with
He's going to lead us to. He's our Hell in the Cell WWE champion, man.
Yeah. The reason I carry this is because this is my sledgehammer. Because I remember Triple H used to have one back in the day. So this is my sledgehammer, and I'm going to use it to knock out every single fan base, rats I see. Yeah, every single Arsenal rat scurrying around on Twitter, on TikTok, on Snapchat, everywhere. I will exterminate all of them with my flycatcher, aka sledgehammer.
Yeah, pause. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to know about your sledgehammer, Macy. Do you know what I mean? Let's get that right. Not like I'm gonna run downstairs and get myself a beer. Norms, you didn't get a chance to ask this answer this question. So I want to get your thoughts on what you'll do. Who would you sign in terms of strikers? I'll leave it up for you because I think you like to shoot. I want to get your thoughts on it. I will jump downstairs. There's a choice, man. Like you've got these.
Do you want to do it in like reverse order?
Yeah, you've got the 3 hour I asked it. Who do you want? I'll be listening.
Okay.
I'll be listening. Who do you want? Who do you feel we could realistically sign? And who do you think we'll end up with?
Okay. Right. Who I would like is Isak. Definitely would like Isak. That would be my first choice. You can see what he's doing in the Premier League. We could have got this guy a couple of seasons ago, but only for Arteta to decide to go for number 29. So now we've ended up missing out on a striker who we could have got for 60-odd million. People might have said, he wasn't scoring much goals when he was in that league. But listen, he's won a title, or not a title, a cup with Real Sociedad. And I remember that season when everybody was said that they saw his car. Everybody saw his car, the number plate, driving about, and everybody was tracking him and all of that. They track the planes and all of that. So Isak would have been my player. I mean, he loves Thierry Henry, and even when you watch the play, his movement is absolutely brilliant. And for me, he would be my first choice. Followed closely by Gyökeres. I mean, this guy has done it, in England, in the Championship. He's gone to Sporting Lisbon, breaking all kinds of records. The guy is a natural goal scorer. Now, don't let people turn around and say, oh, he's because he's 27 years old or whatever, 27 years old. This guy is in his prime. And we as an Arsenal club need somebody that can hit the ground running, period. Yeah, we need someone that can hit the ground running and can give us those kind of goals. You know, I know some people say, just going back to Isak, that because of the style of football that we play, it might not suit Isak, yeah? But then Arteta needs to then try and coach that and play a different way to suit Isak's game. Do you know what I'm sort of saying? Same thing when Pep brought in Haaland, the first couple of months, because he wasn't playing, because Haaland is just an out-and-out striker. But then Haaland had to adapt his game, yeah? He still won them the title twice. They go and get four titles in a row. But so Gyökeres, all-round player, strong, fast, quick. I'd love him. After that, it's going to be Victor Osimhen. Again, he's got a buyout clause. Gyökeres has got a buyout clause. Victor Osimhen, yeah, people were put off by his wages. But look at what we're paying Kai Havertz. Yeah? So even if we pay Victor Osimhen an extra 10,000, yeah? Because Kai is on 290. Osimhen, the reason why, Chelsea didn't go for him because he was asking for 300 grand. The guy is what, 26? The guy's just scored 20 goals in Galatasaray. He's got 26 in all competition. This guy, again, is a natural goal scorer. So I would have gone for him. As I said, him and Gyökeres have both got buyout clauses. We could have done something there. But I don't know what it was, why Osimhen, if they didn't like, he wasn't the right profile, or they didn't like the way, they say that, because of, you've got some top supporters or journalists saying that the attitude is maybe an attitude problem. You need players with attitude problems, man. Thierry Henry had it. Aubameyang had it. But it's the problem is that Arteta can't deal with these kind of characters. Yeah? Then I'll go with a cheeky Harry Kane. 52, was it 52, 50 whatever million pound thing? The guy,
euros, I think
50, whatever it is,
yeah.
He's a secret Arsenal supporter. You saw them pictures when he was in the parade. Yeah, yeah. Come, listen. Come over to the light. Come over to the light, Harry Kane. Listen, you last season. The guy got top goal scorer. What did they present him with? They didn't present him with a golden boot. What did they present him with? A cannon.
Nothing.
They presented him with a cannon.
I mean, you can't write it, can you?
You cannot write
that, innit?
Ironic, mate. Come home. Harry Kane, come home. And lastly, I wouldn't even go for Sesko because I don't want another project. Yeah, this guy's got 14 goals in for RB's life speak. He's 21. Everybody's going to say, oh, he's a ceiling raiser. I ain't got time for that. Yeah? He's got the same amount of goals, GAs as what Kai Havertz got. And he scored 14 goals. So for me, man, I don't want Sesko in there. So in that order, Isak, Gyökeres, Osimhen, Kane, and Sesko, forget it.
Yeah. No, but I thought we'd sort of almost all be sort of fairly unanimous in there. I had to stick Kane in there because I just thought, you know what, how good would it be? Do you know what I mean?
Mate. Well, Sol Campbell did it, didn't he? Sol Campbell did it, so you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'd love it. I would. I'd absolutely love it if we managed to get him over here because do you know what? As well as an excellent footballer, he's a bloody good finisher, and he's the full package. And I know time ain't on his side, but I'll tell you what, 3 years in the Premier League, he don't rely on pace.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. He's got the football mentality, the football skill, and he don't need the pace. He'd easily do another 3 years in the Premier League with 20 plus. Easily.
Yeah. The thing is, though, Arteta is set on getting Sesko, and that's where we're going to. Listen, until we go and get a decent manager, then we're just going around in circles. Because if you're going to go for a player like Sesko, I mean, Sesko didn't come in the first place because he wasn't given assurance of starting in front of Kai Havertz. And the problem is, then if Sesko does come, what did he do with Kai Havertz? Do you know what I mean? So
he can't admit this failure. That's
what it is. That's what it is.
He's already said that, because he's already said that he's going to be, if we do get a Sesko and Havertz is going to be a rotational piece. on 280 grand. Who? What? Name me a player right now that's on 280 grand a week and is a rotational piece. The only way you're getting that sort of money is if A, you are starting in every game, or B, you are a world-class talent that everyone knows. Come on, man.
Facts. Absolute facts.
Yeah.
Sorry, this is the beer kicking in now. So
yeah. Oh, yeah, it's getting there, is it? Yeah, do you know what I mean? Yeah, mine's been there for the last few hours. Do you know
There's
what I mean?
1, 2. There's still 4 sober people left.
Yeah, that's it. Well, you know what I mean? I can handle it. You know what I mean? I'll go for another 4 hours. It just won't be very good content afterwards. It'll just be, I fucking hate them all, they're pricks. Yeah, do you know what I mean? Not that too much different. But listen, I am gonna call it sort of here. And the reason why I wish I wanted to go on for a little bit longer, but for people that are sort of watching, still 62 of you buzzing, man. I'm buzzing for that. I'm in the bedroom, man, and I just went downstairs to go grab a beer. And my missus was like, "When you getting out of that fucking bedroom? I want to go to bed." And you know what I mean? I was like, "Oh, I'll go and you know when you just get that evil look from the missus, and you're just like, you know what?
You know that you know.
Yeah, I was like, do you know what? I'm not going to take the piss here. Like, do you know what I mean? Because sometimes I think, oh, if she's going to accept it, then I'll come up another half hour. But she give me that look. I just thought, there's sex gone for a week if I fucking stay up here. Do you know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? I'm playing it tactical, boys. Like, do you know what I mean? I'm playing it tactics, guys. Listen, like we're streaming on multiple sites here, but of course I'm the host, so I'm gonna run through everyone's channels first, and of course I'll do mine first. If you're running on and you like our host, you like what I'm talking, there is my link in the channel. Like, come and give us a follow if it's a bit of you. Do you know what I mean? We need more people like me and the rest of the panel. This is what we're here for. You're probably all here on Jez's anyway, but if you're not, here is Jez's link. And of course, Carl, big up, man. Shout your thing out, and I will be posting it as well.
Yeah, you can find me on my channel, Gun Down UK. Find me on Twitter or X, whatever they call it nowadays, KB Arsenal Pats 32. You'll find me on Instagram, Gun Down UK _33. I will have a slight call-in show tomorrow. That's still got a bit of planning to do for that. And obviously we'll be building up towards our first game back next weekend. If it's going to take a heck of a long while. And if I'm on for part 2 with Rashid and you and everybody else, then I'll be on Wednesday with that. Really, really looking forward to it. So that good. I have got some pipeline something coming through the pipeline. New show will be just a one-on-one segment show that I will do with myself, talking about Arsenal, but also talk about the Premier League and just football just in general. And I've also said as well, I have a watch along coming up on the 26th of April, the big boxing fight between Conor Benn and Chris Eubank Jr. So I'll be doing a party watch along for that. Everyone have their say and whatnot. It'll be like a 5-6 hour stream. So that will really test my eyes, but it is what it is. And big ups as well to Lion Tex and big up to Waffle TV, because I'm hopefully going to get them onto my Arsenal anger management shows in the next coming weeks. So keep posted. So got a lot coming up.
And you know what, before I introduce the next person as well, or to shout their thing out, big up as well to Waffle TV, man, and as well for Lion Text. Go watch their stuff, man. Do you know what I mean? They're all talking the same stuff. We absolutely need more people like us, do you know what I mean, in the community spitting facts, because there's so many people that are giving you false information. We're not doing it. Trust me, being a negative Arsenal fan is not profitable. We could gaslight you for fun and earn quickly, but we're just going to tell you the truth. Why? Because we can't look at ourselves in the mirror and go, do you know what, you're a dishonest piece of shit. And on that note, Normski, where can we find you, my true brother?
Right, so people, on a Wednesday, I do a live show, What's Going On podcast, with a couple of mates, rival fans. We get down talking about each of our clubs, respective clubs. Obviously, we go in on Arsenal, as we do, Man United. And I do obviously my normal match reactions after the game days. And obviously, I'm invited on a couple of shows like yourself. Aaron, thanks for having me on. Gun Down has obviously invited me on his show. Thanks for that, mate. Waffle TV being on his show as well. So thanks for that as well. Big up to that. And hopefully I'll be getting an invite from next up. Right? But I hear that, bro. But when he starts doing these lives, we're looking forward to that, mate. We will be going to the Matrix,
we will be there. We will be there.
The X-Files, yeah, we the X-Files.
We love it.
Yeah, so that's what I'm doing. Obviously, I know Aaron. I mean, Aaron, you're everywhere, just like Arsenal AFC's everywhere. Right? You're everywhere in terms of what you're doing. That's great, mate. Keep doing that work rate. You know what I mean? It produces, success. So, I mean, obviously, I've got to step my game up, but I've got so much going on outside of my podcast because I do work with charities and stuff like that.
Unbelievable.
So, so I'm kind of involved in that as well. But when I do get that free time, I want to sort of step my game up. You know what I mean, and do a couple of more shows outside of the Wednesday shows and stuff like. Do some pre-recorded stuff. Want to do some stuff with my nephew who used to actually play for MK Dons and with Wimbledon. He started off with Wimbledon, went to MK Dons, so he's got some stories to tell.
Yeah,
played up against the lights since friendlies. He's played up against lights or Fabregas and that, and just telling me some stuff, mate. So so I'm hoping to do some other stuff outside of what I do on a Wednesday.
No, buzzing, man, and Jay, I always like having you on my channel. I always do. I love you. You're such a fucking lovely geezer. And
Thanks,
when
bro.
you said to me, so I always try and ask you, and then you said, charity work. It just endeared me to you even more. I was like, what a fucking lovely guy. Come on my channel more. Come on my channel more. Now, listen, man. This is what we surround ourselves with, proper people. You know what I mean? And Norms, thank you very much. Just like as well, Carl. Natster as well. I think I forgot about you, brother. If you're still there, I forgot.
Oh,
about
I'm
you.
still there.
The picture ain't there.
Yeah, no, I'm still there, but again, like these mutants, bruv, trying to mess with my Wi-Fi, technical difficulties and all that. But I will try and get that sorted. Trust me, because I don't want, when I start my lives, I do not want this shit, infecting my space. But anyway, I'll digress on that. Big up, first and foremost. Thanks for having me on, because like I say, you don't have to do it. It's always a privilege, absolute pleasure. And I'll definitely have a video or two released next week. Be looking to start the live streams, especially once I sort out my internet, because usually my internet's very good, as you know. But like tonight, it's just been bugging out. I have no idea why, even with the old MacBook that I've got. But it is what it is, trying to sort that out and among other things as well. But I will up my rate as well, like Normski's saying. And Natster Official, YouTube and Instagram. So it's all the same thing. Give me a follow if you want, like, subscribe, and all of that. I uploaded a video tonight as well. It's a bit delayed, but it is what it is. Check it out. And there will be plenty more content coming very, very, very soon. Don't worry about that, guys. I will still be around. I'll still be doing my thing. But I'm not going to rush the process. And the only process I trust is my own. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I know exactly what I'm doing. I know exactly what I need. And I know what you guys need as well. Big up the world-class chat, as Aaron would say.
Yeah, definitely.
Listen,
big up the chat. Big up everyone on the panel. Aaron, Carl, Normski, Lawrence, Macy, and obviously Rashid earlier, etc. And all the other guests on the panel as well. Big up. You guys have given up your time, your energy, and all of that as well. You guys don't have to be here. I'm sure you guys have other commitments as well. So, I'm just kind of honoured in a way, just to be here. Like, it wasn't initially in my plans, doing this. I've tried it before, but do you know what? I don't give up. Unlike this manager, I ain't no quitter. No white flags where I come from, my friend.
Yeah.
None whatsoever.
Unlike
big up.
Mikel Arteta after his first title bottle, we wanted to quit. We don't quit. We're not Mikel Arteta.
We don't stop. No, Diddy. We don't stop.
No, I was just gonna say to you, no, hablo español, mi amigo. But thank you very much for the watch. I appreciate it, my friend. But man, Natster, I'll put your thing in the chat, man, and pick up as well.
Yeah, appreciate
and just
that,
before, obviously, say bye to Macy and Lawrence, of course. It's just another good thing to say. Look, man, we've got over 60 still in the building, man. It means to say that we've been able to at least keep you guys moderately entertained for a little while. And that's buzzing for all 6 of us. I can promise you that, man. We are extremely, extremely grateful for every single view, man, and every second that you give us, man. And it will never, ever, ever go unappreciated on my channel and every single person's channel here, man. Macy, how you doing, brother?
Yeah, I'm doing great, Aaron. Yeah. So once again, I'm glad to be back here on your channel once again and to talk about the level, the destruction of this football club and the fact that it will never ever change to the way that it used to be back in the 19s to the invincible season. So it will be the same. Like, I just don't know how long we're going to continue on with this mediocrity that we are as a football club, because we're stuck next season with this manager, and no doubt I can guarantee you Ian Wright will wheel out some more merch at the end of the season, and it will say a journey to be proud of, guys. Even though we didn't win the Premier League, we still got Champions League football again next season. I can guarantee you Ian Wright will wheel out some other merch. I cannot stand that bald-headed looking Bobby Lashley dickhead of Arsenal. I respected Ian Wright. I think for me, he was perhaps, him and Ori were the best strikers at this football club, but Ian Wright as a pundit, he has absolutely made a fool out of himself. Like he has turned himself into the biggest joker of them all. Him, Ray Parlour, and Martin Keown, all 3 of them need to hang their heads in shame.
Who would you say was the worst out of them? Because I want to do a little thing just quickly for you. Who's worse out of the ex-Arsenal pundits? Is it Keown? Is it?
Yeah, it was Keown, because do you remember back?
Is Keown your number one? Is he the worst ex-Arsenal player?
Because do you remember like 2 years ago in the 2022-23 season when we were about to play City, Keown came on at TalkSport, and then I think, who was the host of TalkSport? Was it Jim? Was it like
Jim White, wasn't it?
Yeah, Jim White asked him. He said, "Do you think Arsenal can challenge for the league?" And then Keown said the most disrespectful thing in my lifetime. He said, "Oh, but it doesn't matter, Jim. We can still get Champions League football because you know, second place is a trophy." Like, absolute disgrace.
It's funny you should say trophy as well, because you know what? I'm going to present Martin Keown with a trophy. But I've been waiting for that. You tied me in nicely. This is yours, Martin Keown. You've won Aaron's Wanker of the Week. You really are the biggest piece of shit.
Did you get that in a Secret Santa gift or something?
No, I had it a little made up and just, we're waiting. But yeah, you are Macy's Wanker of the Week, Martin Keown.
Yeah, I mean, he was the
best
worst
trophy he's won.
Yeah, he was the worst of all the pundits. Like, for me, like, he was an absolute top defender for us. He was playing alongside legends like Tony Adams, Sol Campbell, prime legendary defenders. And this like years ago, he made a fool out of himself. And Martin Keown, he's never ever gonna change. Like, he's still gonna continue to praise Arteta like he's like his adopted Jesus or something. Like, Keown Wright and Parlour will never change. They'll just continue on with this process. And phase 6 next season, guys, we're on to phase 6, and I can guarantee you this manager will click us onto phase 6. Nah, I mean, them 3 pundits, for me, they will never ever change.
Yeah, I mean, look, sorry, Lawrence, before you come in, for me, Keown, where's that Keown? Yeah, when Van Nistelrooy missed that penalty, yeah, and he jumped up and he smashed him in his head, like, sort of thing. Where's that Keown? You know what I mean? And the thing is, unfortunately, he's probably the worst. He's probably the worst out of the 3. Is he all right? You all right, Lawrence? You good?
Yeah, fine. Yeah,
you good, man.
Yeah, don't conk out on us just so I'm out to bring you in next. For fuck's sake.
Every time I mention Keon,
it's supporting this fucking club that's doing this to me.
Yeah. Look, Arsenal. Look what you're fucking doing to Lawrence for crying out loud.
I mean,
no good.
I mean, as I said, he gaslights this club, especially this manager, and he didn't endear himself at all this week on TalkSport. I mean, literally, it's like clutching at straws. At the end of the day, what you asking Liverpool about bottling it? It's almost like, well, you did it. No, you did it. You know, it's like, nah. I'm thinking, stop carrying on like a baby. Yeah, Arsenal are not good enough, and just face it. I know you're probably on the payroll and everything like that, but you need to say it as it is, and he doesn't. And I keep reading this. I keep reading this statement that he made in quotes, and the quote is, "Because we have not done what we needed to do." Right? He said, "Oh." And this phase 5, Macy mentioned it. We're going into May 6 or phase 6. I nearly said your name, May 6. Phase 6. It must be the Matrix
May
6.
6.
The
Enter the May 6 Matrix.
Right.
Yeah.
He says this, and I've read this out a number of times on your channel, Aaron. I've read it on Rashid's channel. I've read it on Lee's channel. Right. We might be a couple of years away from Arteta's ultimate team. This is what this guy, Martin Keown, has said. Based on the fact of this is when we was crumbling, this season. He knew we was crumbling, so all of a sudden it's like we might be a few years away from Arteta's ultimate dream. But I've got news for you, Arteta. I've got news for you, Mr. Keown. There's a certain man called Big Bertha. He's coming with the cheese wire. Remember what I said, people? The cheese wire.
Aaron. I don't know if you saw the thing I sent you today. Yeah, Martin Keown was interviewed on TalkSport today, and he had the gall to say he was a better player than Tony Adams. Is he fucking serious?
Whoa.
Hold up, wait a minute.
Take that off. Totally rewind. What?
Don't tell me Keown said that.
Say that again, Lawrence.
Lawrence,
say that again slowly. Slowly.
Okay. I sent a link to Aaron. I sent a link to Aaron today from an interview that Martin Keown did on TalkSport with Jim White and Simon Jordan.
Yeah, man. If you play the audio, brother.
I will play the audio.
And he said
we're going to go for another 2 hours.
He was a better player than Tony Adams.
Fluff your pillow up downstairs on that sofa, love.
Tony Adams should. If Tony Adams is listening to this,
you're banished to the small room.
He's going to say to him, "What the fuck did he say? I'm going to find him. I'm going to punch him up." That's what Adams should say. He should say to himself. He should say, "What the fuck did he say about me? I'm gonna find him. And I'm gonna find his location. I'm gonna punch him up." That's
too
what
violence. Mason, too much violence. Mason, too much violence, man. Too much violence.
But Normski, Adams is not gonna sit here and let Keown say, "Oh, I was a better defender than Adams." He ain't gonna fall for that. He'll walk up to Keown and he'll say to him, "What the fuck did you say to me?"
Macy, have you got that? Macy, you got that sledgehammer there still?
Macy's probably just got some murderous weapons in the other shot of that side. Isn't it? You know what I mean? Just a collection of death there, isn't there?
The only weapon I've got is a screwdriver.
I mean, Macy's trumped you there. I think, my friend. He's got his fly swatter, mate. He's got the reach. He's Roger Federer settings of that. Right, listen, it is what Lawrence. I'm going to play it out louder. Yeah, now, ready? Don't fully comprehend the blind. Is the sound okay?
Turn it up a bit, mate, Aaron. You got a volume on your mic.
They're nowhere near it. You've got to remember, before he arrived, no one was thinking they were going to win anything. But then you've got Arne Slot comes into Liverpool and wins the title in his first season. Eric Ten Hag won twice as many trophies as Arteta has, and we all batter Eric Ten Hag. Arsenal are about to set to open formal talks with Bukayo Saka over a new contract. He's into the final 2 years of his current contract, or he's about to go into it this summer, deal expiring 2027. Saliba and Gabriel are about to get to that stage as well. Their contracts expire in 2027. There is a bit of Saudi interest in Gabriel that Crook has bought you before. How loyal will players remain to the project if it keeps producing nearly moments?
No loyalty, really, if I'm honest. You know, in terms of the financial packages, will be a consideration, and trophies are a big consideration when you get to the level of Gabriel and Saliba, for example, and even Saka. So it is important. I mean, obviously, they've got this opportunity in the Champions League, which I'll, with everybody fit, if they can get everybody fit, they definitely got a chance. But we are getting at that point where I think the fan base and the players themselves are saying, you know, we need to have a trophy here soon.
Interesting with the Real Madrid fixture. I must admit, at that moment in that time, I think it was better that they faced Real Madrid rather than facing Atletico Madrid, who were very difficult to break down. Arsenal had problems scoring goals, and coming up against a team as dogged as Simeone's team might have been more difficult. But you never know what's going to happen in the next month, do you? By the time those two meet, Arsenal and Real Madrid could be back to being at their very best. Arsenal might have Saka back, for example. There's every possibility that might be the case. Can Arsenal be the place to be this decade if you want to win major honours?
Well, not based on the last 5 years, without being brutal. But I understand that when Mikel Arteta came in, there was a massive overhaul needed. Obviously, he got rid of a few rotten eggs, should we say, in the likes of Aubameyang and Ozil, and slowly but surely moulded the squad in his own image. He's won that one FA Cup behind closed doors. But I have this debate with Arsenal fans a lot. I know a lot of Arsenal supporters. I don't fully comprehend the blind loyalty that they've got in Mikel Arteta, because I think if you'd said to them at this stage of this season, Manchester City are miles adrift, you know, they've had a complete drop-off in terms of the Premier League, and you're still 12 points behind the leaders, I don't think they'd have believed you. I think the league was there last year. They obviously messed it up with a couple of bad results they had over the Christmas period. West Ham and Fulham back-to-back, and then Aston Villa at home really put paid to their chances. This felt like the year, particularly with Manchester City going through a bit of a rebuild, uncertainty over Guardiola, when the Premier League title was there to go and be won, and they're nowhere near it, being honest, even with Liverpool having this drop-off and getting knocked out of the Champions League, and obviously Wembley last weekend.
Of course, they're somewhere near it. They're second.
12 points behind, though.
They're still second.
They're not going to make up between now and the end of the season.
The problem I see with Arteta is not so much the manager, because I think he's done an outstanding job. And Arsenal fans, I've got a lot of Arsenal fans as well, and they should be careful who they wish for, because I think his style of play, the way he approaches games, is a real positive way. I think his teams always look to win. They
Even
look
this
to dominate game.
Yeah,
I think
it's stodgy at times this season.
There's been the times where he's gone and played quite deep, etc., and looked to counter. Well, there's nothing wrong with that.
I think they've been a little bit unlucky as well.
Yeah, the home game, Alan,
sending offs in big moments in big games.
Yeah, but some of them were their own making. You know, but everyone defends depth and right. He did kick the ball.
That's not his making, though, is it? That's not Mikel Arteta's making. And you say why the blind loyalty? You've got to remember, before he arrived, they were struggling to get into the Champions League. No one was thinking they were going to win anything. They just played a Europa League final against Chelsea and got played off the park.
But then you've got Arne Slot comes into Liverpool and wins the title in his first
season. But he's had a team that had been set up by Jurgen Klopp over the course of 6 years.
Can I get back to my point? So I hadn't actually finished.
Sorry, Alan.
And I think
Told you it was a teacher.
The point being that the transfer committee or group or ownership of the club should have got him a striker. Now, are you telling me that Arteta, who has to sit in front of the press every week and say, and all the press saying, where's your striker? Why don't you buy a striker? And Arsenal fans on this group, that group, Facebook, whatever, going, buy a striker, buy an offensive player. Don't you think he's actually tried? I'm pretty sure he has.
No.
And financially, for whatever
not
reason,
the right profile,
funds of what he was wanted, and the second choice
cop out
maybe didn't come to fruition. So I don't actually put the blame at his door. I put the blame at the door of actually who's above him in terms of bringing him some offensive players to take that team to a league title. Because in the summer they had an opportunity, they didn't do it, and they had an opportunity in this window. And don't tell me in this window it's always difficult to get a striker. You got enough money,
80 million. That was the Yokeris release clause.
I think it's still relevant. Will Mikel Arteta in time be remembered as the man who transformed Arsenal?
Aaron, this is not the one.
Level, brought the feel-good factor.
That's the only one you sent me, yourself.
didn't quite get them over the line.
I'm sure I sent you one with Nick with
I
Keown.
quickly gathered it weren't the one when it was with Keown, but you know, it's still
Hold
spitting
on.
fat.
If you look at his first few seasons, he didn't win anything. He got to
I haven't got
finals,
time for the
didn't
other
he?
one. I'll have to
Fergie,
finish on
yeah,
this.
but it set the
Okay.
team up to
We'll
be
do it
able
next.
to
We'll do it
produce
next week.
later down the line.
I'm
And
assuming you'll
this
be
year,
on.
I think is a missed opportunity because of Manchester City's falling
But
off.
either way,
But at the same time,
this is
they've
still
been
so relevant.
unlucky too. And I think Alan's right. They should have bought a striker.
And I'll say this as well. Arne Slot at Liverpool, no one that I can think of has inherited such a good team as he did. Now, I'm not saying he's done a bad job, and obviously they lost in the final. I'm not getting on that.
They brought in a proven manager to
inherited,
get
the
them
squad
over
he
the
inherited
line.
was outstanding. It was
Yeah, I mean, look, yeah, listen, it wasn't the video. I mean, a lot of that's from Instagram. Maybe the one you sent to me was on my email. Either way, we'll go through that next week. But what were the? It wasn't exactly a bad video, was it? Do you know what I mean? It was opening glaring points as what Arsenal fans like me, Carl, Nats, the Macy, Lawrence, and Normski, and everyone else that's been on this panel rather, and all the other favourites that you watch, like the Lees, the Southern Gooners, you know, the North Sides, we're all saying it. And there's getting more of us now. And more of us are waking up. Do you know what I mean? And more of us are coming out the woods, and that's what it's all about. It's absolute facts that you just heard there from one talking. It's madness how we've allowed ourselves to get in this situation. People, we're Arsenal Football Club. Let's not forget that, and let's also not forget whether you're a top gooner or we all want the same thing. Do you know what? The in between is the problem. We all want to win everything. All of us do, but I'm not willing to wait 50 years for it. And that's the difference. When you've got, and Cole knows, I won't name names because that's not what I'm doing. When the person's saying you wait as long as you can, you just wait as long as it takes to win. I've waited 21 years. I was 16. I was 16 years old the last time Arsenal won the Premier League. I'm 36.
Wow.
What are we doing here? Like I couldn't eat. Back at that time, I could only buy a lottery ticket. I could buy cigarettes. I think it was 16 still at that time before they changed it to 18.
How times have changed.
I haven't even been legally allowed to drink in a pub since Arsenal last won the Premier League.
I was basically 9-10, bruv, last time we won the league. I wasn't even in high school yet, bruv. Like that is nuts. That's mad. But again, I'm not waiting 50 years. Yeah, I'm not waiting 50 years like Chelsea did. And people forget, before Roman Abramovich, Chelsea were basically what we are now, but worse.
Yeah.
And the further we fall down, it will take even longer than 50 years for us to win a league title. And we won't win a Champions League in my lifetime. Or any of our lifetimes.
139 years.
That's the sad thing.
Yeah.
Very sad.
The problem is once you get into this rut, it's very hard to get out of.
Yeah.
It's very hard to get out of. And then because what happens now, I mean, you're seeing Man United.
That's why
now,
Berta's
right
got the most painful, biggest job on the planet.
To do. Yeah. I mean, Man United and Arsenal, two great clubs that used to be massive rivals, used to be fighting it out in the early, late 90s and whatever. Now look at us now. Look at us now. You know, it's. I mean, listen, we're second, but bro, come on. How's it in 2025? People, we still can't get a striker. A big club like Arsenal, third biggest club in the country, and we can't. We are the most bantered club. This is what it is, and unfortunately, it's the fans. Because we go out and say the most ridiculous things, and they wonder why we're the most hated fans. And we're trying. What I'm trying to say, as guys here on other channels, we are trying to address this and bring it back. We're trying to bring back standards. But you get people in the chat, like a certain man that's probably not there no more, telling us, well, what you hear? If you don't want to hear it, then don't hear it. Go and stick your head in the sand somewhere else. But I'm not going to be having my head in the sand, and I'll keep saying it. I know people that were Arteta in. Full stop. You couldn't change their mind. Now they're singing. They're singing from a different hymn sheet now. They're singing from my hymn sheet now. And I'm not turning around going, I told you so. No. They've now seen it. The scales The Arteta scales have dropped off their eyes.
They've unplugged from the Arteta matrix, bro. They've unplugged.
They've unplugged, brother. That's what it is, bro. I know this is probably one of the Aaron. I know this is probably one of the longest goodbyes.
Yeah, and it's going to get quickly longer. I mean,
you're going to get a slapping very soon.
I know. I'm used to it. Right, give me 2 seconds. Let me try and zoom in on this, because you boys, I think I might be able to see it, but I don't think you will. You boys will be able to see it.
I can see. I can see it good. I don't know about.
Let me just. I'm a little.
Look at that, man. Look at that. Look at that team.
Oh shit! Sorry.
Control Shift Plus. It might.
Oh yeah, I don't know what I'm. Yeah, but either way, what I'm looking at, is what you're saying about the demise of Arsenal Football Club, and even the demise of Manchester United as well. So I pulled this up for a specific fixture. Yeah. 20 years ago, Arsenal versus Manchester United was the biggest game in football. Fuck the El Clasico for a couple of years. For a couple of years, there was nothing bigger than Arsenal versus Manchester United. That's what it was all about. The lineups, and this is where the drop-off is. Just in the Premier League, but just in Manchester United, Carroll, sadly, on that day. They had Giggs, Neville, Sylvester, but Scholes, Neville, Ferdinand, Van Nistelrooy, Rooney, Heinze, Ronaldo. We had Reyes, Lehmann, Torre, Edu, Campbell, Vieira, Lauren Lundberg, Thierry Henry, Ashley Cole, and Dennis fucking Bergkamp, with Robert Pires and Van Persie and Fabregas on the bench. What have we got now? Like, that's the point. That's the point that I'm trying to make.
That's a squad. That's a squad you know you can go into battle with. You know you could win any of them trophies with that squad.
Not only is that a representation of how far the league probably fell, especially as Arsenal and Manchester United fell. And look at the standards that we are not at there now. It's embarrassing.
The standard of English football's on its arse anyway.
It's absolutely pathetic. I mean, that's why I like bringing little bits like this up, because we can listen very well with our ears, but we also listen better with our ears and our eyes. And sometimes it takes both for people to hear it out, man. But listen, I will absolutely wrap it there. It's just a madness.
Yeah.
I just felt was relevant there. People in the chat, I will actually go now. Big up, honestly, chat's been world class. For everyone here that's given me this bit of your time, I'm extremely grateful to every single one of you, always, because we're putting the same message out. I will call it there, and big up everyone. Enjoy the rest of your Friday night. I'm gonna go get steaming drunk downstairs and sleep on the sofa and apologise in the morning. I don't know about you lot, but Arteta out, Aaron out,
everyone out,
and everybody out,
and the set piece coach.